News. Right all along.
Storm. I'm Dave Anthony. Fox News. After battering Louisiana and Mississippi is one of the most powerful hurricanes on record. That's what 150-mile-an-hour winds sounded like as Ida hit the coast, knocking more than 1 million people to without power across that state, doing damage and causing flooding.
You see images like this as you start driving around spots like the French Quarter. This was a roof that was ripped off the top of a building, and it ended up crashing onto a traffic light, snapping that metal traffic light in half there. And it's a scene that we're seeing play out all over the state.
Fox's Jeff Paul is in New Orleans. Another area is even harder hit.
Families are actually trapped in their homes in Laplace, and we heard those urges and those cries yesterday for rescues, but officials said we just can't get out there. The storm is still raging. We will try to get to you whenever the storm lets up, and once the sun comes up, that is when they'll have an opportunity to assess the situation and get to those in Laplace.
Fox's Steve Bender with Fox Weather. Ida blamed for one death in Louisiana, a man hit by a falling tree. Yet another attack early today near Afghanistan's airport. Fox's Simon Owen has details live.
Dave, a number of rockets appear to have been fired toward Kabul's airport, some apparently striking nearby apartment buildings. Others were reportedly intercepted by US anti-missile defences. It's not clear if anyone has been hurt, and no one has claimed responsibility. It's another threat targeting the airport, where US forces are rushing to complete evacuations. Yesterday, the US launched a drone strike to kill what American officials say were ISIS suicide bombers heading to the airport. Dave?
And Simon, the deadline for U.S. troops to leave is tomorrow, but the evacuation's not done yet. Several hundred Americans still trying to get out. America's listening to Fox News.
We're so glad you set your radio right here. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Heading out right now through 41 in Charlotte County. We're dealing with a crash at Olean Boulevard from overnight where at least one person was killed in that crash. So 41 is still shut down in both directions at Olean Boulevard. To get around it, you can take Edgewater Boulevard or Harbor Drive to get around that right now as alternate routes. We're also dealing with a crash heading out through Daniels Parkway and 6 Mile Cypress Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. No roadblock or delays there. In Lehigh Acres, a crash at Whitman Avenue right off of Greenbrier. And if you're heading through Collier County, we have one minor crash getting cleared up along Collier Boulevard. Looks like that should be out of the way. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Monday, Southwest Florida. On into a new work week we go, and for the last couple days of August, we'll be feeling very August-like, with temperatures topping off near 93 degrees for today. Dry to start today with scattered thunderstorms popping up mainly after lunchtime today. Look out for some heavy rain along with frequent lightning and locally gustier winds. Storm chances dwindle as we head into tonight. Tomorrow morning for your Tuesday, waking up to low near 76 degrees. A mild start to what will be another very warm day with another high near 92 degrees. Scattered thunderstorms for your Tuesday. Wednesday, perhaps a little bit drier, though we'll still keep with a chance for some spotty storms, the forecast, with another high near 92 degrees for Wednesday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain. Did you play golf or tennis today and wish that you didn't have to deal with the back or neck pain? Do you feel hesitant to swing all the way through or run across the court because of pain? People just assume they have to live with it or just get epidurals. They are wrong. People look at it from the wrong perspective. Most people only think about treating the symptoms and not the cause. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we treat the cause using non-surgical spinal decompression. Now available for anyone, not just the injured or professional athletes. Spinal decompression is a safe, non-surgical treatment that takes pressure off the nerves and discs, increasing blood circulation, allowing the back to heal. Safe, long-lasting results for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, herniated discs, or even failed back surgery. Don't suffer. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
Rock Solid wants you to be our customer. At Rock Solid Countertops and More, $9.99 gets it done. Through Labor Day, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99 installed. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So come see Hugo and his team at 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples or visit rocksolidnaples.com. Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done.
Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, and we stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. You can go to drewsteele.com, and there's a link right there you can click on, or you can just type in Drew Steele into any of your favorite podcast locations. All right, a lot to get to this morning. A little bit of audio and an update on Hurricane Ida battering Louisiana and heading up the coast right into Mississippi. And still pretty strong winds from what I understand, 75 miles an hour. Did we get a 5 o'clock update? Jake, can you check just to double check and see if we got the 4 or 5 o'clock update on the latest from Hurricane Ida? And maximum sustained winds 150 as it hit, and prayers going out to everybody there in Louisiana, Mississippi that are in the path of this hurricane, and certainly there's going to be a lot on the other side of this as daylight starts to hit and we start to see some more of what has transpired, and a lot of issues with regard to not only loss of life and that concern, and New Orleans, I guess the whole all of New Orleans without power right now, and the discussion of how long it's going to take to get power back up again, and certainly some of the other things that are going on. Evan Brown, who is with Fox News Radio that I've been in contact with for the past 24 hours, was watching and had been talking to him because he is there on the ground, and he's been texting me pictures and showing me what he was up against there, and had a report this morning.
The entirety of Orleans Parish, nearly 500,000 people, went without power throughout the hot and sticky night as Hurricane Ida took down the parish's transmission lines. In adjoining Jefferson Parish, a transmission tower came tumbling down. The electrical problems are affecting the city's pumping stations, which deliver drinking water to homes and take storm and sewer out. The city is ordering drinking water be boiled and to limit water use as to not overload the wastewater systems.
Yeah, we keep an eye on this story as the morning progresses. Certainly, we're going to find out more as daylight hits. And, some other – and one of the things that came up yesterday that I felt bad seeing and hearing about, good thing that the policy had been changed. Yesterday, as I'm keeping an eye on the storm and talking to Evan and listening to different people who were in contact with me about this particularly, I've come to find out that the city of Gainesville was withholding search and rescue and utility help from Louisiana because the internal policies, are you ready for this? Restricting travel for employees who hadn't attested to the fact that they were vaccinated. In other words, there were people that didn't say anything as to whether or not they were vaccinated. The city of Gainesville was withholding them and saying, oh, no, until we know, we can't send you off there. Now, since then, I'm told Jennifer Cabrera, who is our friend who keeps an eye, Alachua Chronicle, keeping an eye on everything that's happening there. And of course, she's been great when it comes to a lot of the science and the data with the vid, which we're going to get to in just a second. I guess they reversed the policy overnight that prohibited this. It was Kat Kamek, who is a congresswoman who decided to intervene in all of this. The idea that you would not be able to send help to Louisiana because you're concerned about whether or not someone was vaccinated. I understand, those that are looking at this and saying, well, could you imagine? Well, what I could imagine is you need first responders there yesterday. There's going to be a lot of help needed in the region. Just seems odd that you would hold people back because of that when there are things that could take place to get it remedied, whether it is a prophylactic or whether it is asking them to be vaccinated. This idea that we're going to hold them back was just, I'm glad that's done because that was certainly frustrating to hear. But again, throughout the morning, we'll keep an eye on everything happening there in Louisiana. And certainly for the next weeks and months to come is going to be a story that's going to be hard to get off the headlines, not only for those that are going to be affected on the ground and what we will end up seeing, but certainly the after effects of what could be hundreds of billions of dollars in cleanup needed to the day, right, of Hurricane Katrina. 16 years, is that right? And also, the effects of a region that was hit that is an important region for oil production, for plastics production. So that is going to affect a lot of things as well, and supply chains can only imagine. But certainly our thoughts and prayers with, yes, thoughts and prayers. Yep. I oh boy, when I say it, I hear liberal. Wait, hold on a second. There's some liberal heads exploding. Yep. And so we keep an eye on the area throughout the morning. 239-479-5592. If you have a text that you'd like to send or you want to call, we'd love to hear from you. More coming up this morning. We're going to get into more detail at 7 o'clock. The mask mandate issue, once again, will be front and center in Lee County. The Lee County School Board looking at this again. On the heels of what we found out last week as a judge in Tallahassee threw out the governor's ban on mandatory masks in Florida schools with reasons that are, let's just say, ridiculous. Let's just say opinion. In my opinion, you don't give opinion. When a judge says that part of his decision was because of the science of masks and masking, that the governor was doing this and not going with the science, the fact that a judge brought that up and yet nobody, whether it's the Lee County School Board, physicians in Southwest Florida or in the state or across the country, have been able to present the evidence to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that mask mandates work with kids in schools, when we have the science and the data that would suggest otherwise. When you can't present that, and then in a lawsuit, in a judge's decision by a circuit judge, John Cooper, to put that in there as if the governor isn't following science but can't present it on his own, I don't know, I'm kind of smelling politics here. But listen, the fact that we care about our kids, our decisions, and our liberty is not good enough, because there are some school board members and teachers who are going to say, oh, well, we care about your kids more than you do. We're doing this because we care about the kids. Like the suggestion is on the other side that I don't and you don't. which is an outrageous statement to make. And of course, if somebody were to make that statement, you would brush them off quickly as somebody who's not serious and probably political. So yeah, again, today, the big ask is going to be happening, the Lee County School Board tonight. And we're going to get into more detail on that coming up at 7 o'clock, because here we go again. As I'm telling you, there are school districts around the state who are salivating at the idea of reconvening and having mask mandates in the district, because the teachers union wants it as well. You know, and whatever the union says, they go with. So that control is not theirs. If the union says go, you go. They say jump, you say how high, which is an awesome way to lead a district. So we'll get to that coming up as well. Also, look, it's going to be hard to stay within the importance of what has transpired in Afghanistan, and an administration and a feckless president, and one who, if you had a chance to witness the video over the weekend of him pretty much falling asleep while the prime minister of Israel here at the White House, falling asleep, also as he was there while our 13 heroes who died in Afghanistan back here on U.S. soil, the president of the United States, who apparently, if you watched in the video, and many of you may have, saw the president looking at his watch while the bodies of our heroes coming off an airplane, that is enough to make you sick to your stomach. There's a lot of things about this administration lately that make you sick to your stomach. On the heels of what we're told was a very important strike in Afghanistan, we are told that you've got the administration fighting back. Question arise about this retaliation strike. Many people are asking about this. The Biden administration on Saturday say they executed this surgical strike. This was a drone strike. They claimed that they were helping to plan a suicide bombing that killed American troops there, and that they were getting ready to do another one of these. And many people were looking into this and asking why the Pentagon failed to name the people that were killed in the strike if they were such a big deal, if they were upper-level individuals. No, but they weren't upper level. They were just people that were going to commit this suicide attack, and a lot more questions. One of the others is, how in the world did you know that this was going to take place? So the question is, how did you know this was going to take place, but you had no idea that a suicide bomber was going to get through the Taliban line and make their way up to a very soft, vulnerable target by the airport and commit the attack that they did? How is that even possible? I can't tell you how much I despise, I hate that the words have to come out of my mouth this way, of doubt. When it comes to the military and this administration, this doesn't happen lightly, everyone. I can't emphasize this enough. I spent the weekend talking to my wife and some friends about this. This is not like the left would like to make everything political. Like Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer et al. Would love nothing more to make every step that a former president made political, that they would never give him any kind of victory politically. They would not let anything move. They would not help us to keep our southern border secure. They would not do anything that would help our kids when it comes to therapeutics or things that we can look at, for example, when it comes to schools and school districts and the teaching of our schools and critical race theory. And that is not over, everybody. That is something that has to continue to be discussed. We can walk and chew gum at the same time, unlike the president of the United States, who apparently can't answer two questions at the same time. One that specifically has to do with the tragedy that is unfolding right now in Louisiana and the concerns with FEMA and the concerns of those on the ground and what is happening there. And the president being asked a question about Afghanistan, apparently can't do both, can't talk about the situation in Louisiana and Afghanistan.
Commissioner, I really think it all works. I'm not supposed to take any questions, but go ahead.
Mr. President, on Afghanistan.
I'm not going to answer Afghanistan now.
Can you say if there's still an acute risk?
And once again, doing what he does best, just walking away, slamming his hand down. Hey, not talking to Afghanistan, just walking away. And I love this part of it.
I'm not supposed to take any questions, but go ahead.
Yeah, what do you mean you're not supposed to take questions? Who's telling you exactly, Mr. President, not to take questions? Who is this invisible person in the background that keeps telling you what to do? As if you can't make these decisions yourself, which really is probably true, that he can't make these decisions himself. But again, on the heels of all of this and all of these different things that are happening, the fact that we have to, and I have to continue to talk about trust in this country, it hurts my heart. I can't begin to tell you. This doesn't come out of my mouth easy. It doesn't come out of other people's mouths easy as well. We don't want to be in this situation, everyone. I know there are people, liberals, Democrats, who listen to Marxists, socialists. You're all the same. Media members, you're there as well, and I know you are. And definitely the other side. I see a lot of your emails, and that's cool. But just so you understand, this is not something that we like to discuss, and we feel like this is a great thing. Man, the more this president messes this country up, the more he does to destroy America, the more the Democrats do. Oh, this is great. Oh, the horrible things that are happening in Afghanistan. Oh, bring it politically. This is just amazing. Oh, man, it's going to make 2022 so easy. I dismiss that talk. I'm telling you right now, you might not like that I say this, but I'm going to say it right now, and that's this. I dismiss that talk from anybody who thinks that this is an exciting time to be a Republican because of how awful Joe Biden is, the Democrats, how feckless he is, all the things that are happening right now that are piling one on top of the other that are hurting the American people. Like, you think this is a game? You think this is a good thing? There's not one segment of my beautifully chubbed out hair in pretty weird places body. Sorry, that was a little descriptive. There's not one portion of me that looks at all of this and thinks this is a positive. It's not. Like, I'm not looking at the political side of this. What I'm looking at is the safety, security of the American people. I'm looking at the safety and security of our heroes, the real heroes, the men and women who serve this country, our first responders, our police and fire, those that are out there that run towards danger. I'm concerned about them. I'm concerned about the families who are having a hard time getting by right now because of inflation that is out of control. And some people say, oh, it's going to come back. No problem. Listen, as soon as everything flips when it comes to COVID and people decide that they're comfortable enough to get back to work, yeah, we'll be just fine until you discover that it's this nonstop barrage of it's never going to be safe enough to walk outside of your door unless you're vaccinated, and there's no idea of any kind of therapeutics that you can possibly do to make sure you don't get into a hospital, and a government that is competing with the private sector to keep people out of work. I heard a story, Jake, you're not going to believe this. I talked to a friend of mine over the weekend who didn't go to one, didn't go to two, but had to go to 3 different Starbucks in Southwest Florida to try to find one that was open during the day, during the week, because there's nobody there to work. Are you kidding? Like, that is outrageous. Oh, well, it's because, it's COVID. No, it's not COVID. You all know what it is. We talk about it all the time. The news talks about, you know exactly why people are not going back to work. And somehow there are some in this country and in Southwest Florida who have this delusion that it's something that it's not. And how are you being fed this information? Who's giving this to you? Oh, they're just worried. They're just scared. I mean, you've got no. No, they're just, ask Jake. He's got plenty of people that he knows that are sitting around right now that are like, hey, no sense of me going to work. I got plenty coming in. You know, there were numbers that were crunched recently that say some people who are sitting on the couch right now and deciding not to go to work at some different places around Southwest Florida are making upwards of $30,000 a year when you take all the benefits that are coming, not just the monetary benefits that are coming from the state and federally, but also the other benefits that are involved with tax credits and the like. It's stunning. So again, I'm just telling you this as we go to break right now. 239-479-5592, drewsteele.com, the website if you want to watch, and please subscribe to the podcast. And it's very simple. After this weekend, talking to friends and family, I cannot tell you how frustrated I am on a lot of different levels. Number one, that there would be people that are continuing to battle against those who care about our liberties and our freedom and our choices and our own personal choices and family choices and whatever that is. You want to vax up? Awesome. If you don't want to vax up, that's your choice. Masking, not masking. And again, being told that the science tells you one thing, but then you don't present the science, but yet it's your words. That's not good enough. And then the second part is the frustration that I have with people who seem to think that politically all the awful things that are happening around us right now are such a plus because in 2022, we're going to take it back. Listen, I'd rather take it back with a country that is safe and secure and be able to battle on the battlefield of ideas, which, of course, the left doesn't want to do. They don't want to be there because they lose every time because nobody wants Marxism in this country. But that there somehow is a positive here. I'm not with you. Sorry, I'm not with you. If you understand what I'm saying, and I hope you do. All right, we got to go to break. Boy, did I go long. Stay break, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Island Air. High-quality AC repair and installation. Online at islandairfl.com. Online at islandairefl.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Hurricane Ida could have a big impact on energy production, supplies, and prices. Gulf of Mexico oil producers and refiners shut down even before the storm hit. A bigger worry is potential damage to refineries and petrochemical plants in its projected path from flooding and storm surge. One industry analyst says it could add another 5 to 10 cents on a gallon of gas, and that's a best-case scenario. Ironically, we're coming off the first decline in gas prices in 9 months. The average U.S. price of regular-grade gasoline dropped 2 cents over the past 2 weeks to $3.23 per gallon. That's according to the Lundberg survey. Crude oil futures mixed overnight. A Tesla on part automated drive system slammed into a police car in Orlando, Florida. The federal government recently opened a formal investigation into Tesla's partially automated driving system. Asian markets ended higher. U.S. stock futures higher overnight. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Salchi and Grasso, invested in you.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
Listen, you've heard me talk about my friends at Pentair Water Solutions, right? Pelican Water is now Pentair Water Solutions, the pros. You've got water issues. We all have. You live in Southwest Florida. Of course you have an issue with your water, whether it's Wells City, you know you do. The chlorine, skin and hair drying out, and faucets and shower glass all over. You understand all of this. But there's something that you can do about it. The big difference with the Pentair water test, they use the same equipment as the EPA so that you can see the results. They print out right in front of you. You get a recommendation that you can trust. I'm telling you, they've got this handled. and it's for you and your family, and you know how important it is. You're going to love the Pentair factory direct price. Big difference. With Pentair, there's never any sales pressure. And it's so easy to find out what's in your home's water, so why not call now and find out? Get your free digital Pentair water test today. 239-880-7799. You're going to love the way your water tastes from every single faucet, and so is your family. Book online if you'd like at pentair.com/FortM. That's pentair.com/FortM.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
Drive home in the right lane. Live and local with Southwest Florida's Trey Radel.
Policies were way more, to use Democrats' language, inclusive than Barack Obama's. Barack Obama was against gay marriage. So was Joe Biden.
Helping you get home right. The drive begins at 5. Trey Radel is local and live. Tonight on 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Tri-Found company. Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Dealing with a deadly crash this morning from overnight, shutting down 41 in both directions at Olean Boulevard. So avoid that area if you can. You may need to take Edgewater or Harbor to get around that closure. We also have a crash with a westbound right lane blocked on Corkscrew Road, right near I-75, just to the west of the interstate, so use caution nearby. In Lee County, also a crash at Daniels Parkway and Jetport Commerce Parkway, right off of I-75 and Tree Line, and a crash at Ben C. Pratt, 6 Mile Cypress Parkway and Portofino View Lane. In Collier County, dealing with a crash at Vanderbilt Beach Road and 41. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Monday, Southwest Florida. On into a new work week we go. And for the last couple days of August, we'll be feeling very August-like with temperatures topping off near 93 degrees for today. Dry to start today with scattered thunderstorms popping up mainly after lunchtime today. Look out for some heavy rain along with frequent lightning and locally gustier winds. Storm chances dwindle as we head into tonight. Tomorrow morning for your Tuesday, waking up to low near 76 degrees. A mild start to what'll be another very warm day with another high near 92 degrees. Scattered thunderstorms for your Tuesday. Wednesday, perhaps a little bit drier, though we'll still keep with a chance for some spotty storms, the forecast, with another high near 92 degrees for Wednesday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau from D.R. Martineau Roofing and Gutters. Get your mind out of the gutters. We are proud to announce the addition of our seamless aluminum gutter division. Contact our team for your free quote. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I've been telling you how to pick the best air conditioning company for years now, but here's a little reminder. At Kobe Cooling, we have a 100% NATE certified mechanic team. There are no other companies in Southwest Florida that even come close. We give you a better trained and certified mechanic, like my dad or my Uncle Mike. So, when you need service, there's only one real choice. Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. We're on the phone with our good friend TJ Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples. And listen, TJ, we know that when you're calling, something big is going on, something special is happening at Floor Meisters. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with the almost 1 million square feet of CoreTech inventory on hand. Talk about that.
Yes, I have the biggest selection in Southwest Florida, and I also probably have the biggest stock of CoreTech. Got almost 1 million square feet. I'm ordering it every day to keep up with demand and to make sure it's here, ready to go when you need it. I've got trucks rolling in every day. I'm buying for 3 to 4 to 5 months out to make sure you've got it. If you got a contractor who needs some floor and they can't get it, come see me. We probably have it here.
So when it comes to CoreTech, listen, you know where to go. The selection's unbelievable at Floor Meisters. And if you're a homeowner, contractor, installer, and you can't find what you're looking for, now's the time to visit their store. It's 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco, or online at floormeisters.com.
Did you know people drive from all over Florida to save money on diamonds?
Hi, I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds, and we have thousands of diamonds, all shapes, all sizes, half carat to 10 carats. Because we are direct diamond importers, we own one of the largest selections of amazing diamonds here in the United States.
And offer prices 30 to 50% lower than other jewelers, where overhead cost is very high. Duncan's Diamonds hand-picks diamonds from diamond cutters all over the world to ensure you get the best.
We want you to find that diamond that you really love today and save.
And at Duncan's Diamonds, we have spectacular financing and layaway plans, including no or low interest.
A $2,000 engagement ring is only $66 a month. A $3,000 pair of diamond stud earrings is just $84 a month. Best prices guaranteed, low monthly payments, a spectacular gift from Duncan's Diamonds. We want you to find the diamond you love today and save.
Naples at Mercado, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Fort Myers on US 41.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air is going to send you to the islands.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air is going to send you to the islands.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air is going to send you to the islands.
You want to go to the islands? Call Island Air. Island Air wants to send you to the island.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air is going to send you to the islands. Matt here from Island Air of Southwest Florida with some great news. Do you want to go on a cruise or luxury condo vacation? Well, now you can. Replace your AC today, go on a cruise tomorrow. Island Air wants to send you to the island. Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher for a limited time. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Have you heard them yet? Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, today at noon, right after Glenn Beck. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can watch right there. Apparently, there are some people that are watching that don't like my jacket. What's the matter with my jacket? I thought this was a... You don't like this jacket either. Jake's not a fan
I like
of...
it. It's very nice.
Okay.
Very classy.
It's kind of classy, right?
Yeah.
So if you're watching at drewsteele.com, you can see my jacket that Jake thinks is classy. And apparently, there are some people who are... did you see the feed on YouTube?
They would call those haters.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that what they call those? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a couple of jacket haters. I don't know why.
Yeah, they might not have any style, you know?
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. That's what I keep telling my wife. It's like, this is style. It's like, all you wear is a black T-shirt and jeans. It's my style.
That's my style.
That's it. There's nothing. I don't need anything else. She should be happy. My wife should be happy that the one thing I like to wear
It's
is
so easy
right.
to shop for you.
It's just jeans and a black T-shirt. Sometimes it's a ring neck, sometimes it's a V-neck. I don't know. It depends on the day.
That's the most complicated decision you have to make when getting dressed.
That is it. And she's like, you wear the same thing. Okay, so all you have to do is for Christmas, you just buy me a couple of more black T-shirts. I'm good. Everything is fine.
She must have liked it at some point.
That's right. I mean, listen, she must have liked it at some point where, you know what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah. Let's just put it this way. You know how some people say, oh boy, you married up, didn't you? Oh, let me tell you something. I married through the stratosphere, so I can't say anything. Have you seen my wife? Yeah, I can't. Have you seen my wife?
I have not. No.
Okay. I'll send you, no, that would be creepy if I sent you a picture.
Show me some family pictures.
I'll show you some family pictures and you'll see why. If she says, wear something orange, it's like, okay. I'm not sure I really want to argue with her.
I don't think you own anything orange.
No, I actually do. You want me to wear something orange tomorrow?
Actually, no, I don't.
Good. Okay, I'm glad you said that because I wasn't going to anyway. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. If you want to listen to the podcast, especially the first couple of minutes of what we just did, I may eliminate that. I may actually delete that because it's not even worth putting on the podcast. But if you go to DrewSteele.com, you can get the link, and I appreciate you subscribing. So a couple of things I definitely want to touch on this morning. I want to play this audio. Now, you may not understand what's being said, but let me describe. You ready? Here we go.
به نام خدا با عرض سلام و درود بر شما بیننده های شبکه جهانی افغانستان و ویژه برنامه پرداز باز هم شما را خوش آمدید میگویم.
Now let me describe what's happening as this individual is speaking. This is a Kabul TV host who is telling the public who's watching not to be afraid of the Taliban while being held at gunpoint. So the video has him telling everybody to not be afraid of the Taliban, everything is fine, when there's two people behind him that have guns pointed at him while he's telling everybody not to be afraid of them. It's surreal. The weaponry that they have in their hands, I am sure, unfortunately, has been provided by the United States military. And in case you don't know what kind of arsenal now the Taliban have, many of you have probably seen the meme out there, whether it's in the Twitterverse, which, by the way, do yourself a favor and spend a whole lot of time away from it. Spend more time with your kids, your family. 22,000 Humvees, 600 M1 tanks, 155, vehicles. I can't see, it's too small. 42,000 trucks, 64,000 machine guns, 176 artillery pieces, 4 C-130 transport planes, 4 C-130s, 33 helicopters. I can go on and on. It's unbelievable how much was left behind. And it would seem so obvious that we would not have done this. But unless, of course, you're Joe Biden, then it's no joke that it's not a joke. It's not a joke that you are completely and utterly feckless. According to Red State, an article that came out yesterday, as the U.S. has been desperately trying to evacuate people out of the Kabul airport in Afghanistan, there's a lot of private individuals who are doing their best to evacuate Americans, to get them out. There are people who are on the ground right now here in this country, former military, who are ready to go at a moment's notice, would love nothing more, special ops guys and the like, to get there as quickly as they can to do the job that apparently this administration refuses to do. It was such a large number of people and great need for planes at the Kabul airport in Afghanistan that Joe Biden ordered private airlines to provide planes to help with the process about a week ago. CNBC was talking about this, that the Pentagon ordered U.S. commercial airlines to provide planes to help speed up the evacuation efforts. They wouldn't fly into Kabul, but instead would be used to transport those that had already been flown out of the country to military bases. So every military plane was desperately needed to help with the evacuation, but it turns out that one military jet was being used elsewhere despite the national security emergency by Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm, who chartered it to go to a diplomatic summit in Ukraine. So as President Biden is trying to figure out how we're going to get military planes there to Afghanistan and how we need commercial flights to get people out, that's how disconcerting everything is of the fecklessness of what has been taking place. The White House confirmed to the Washington Free Beacon that Jennifer Granholm used a military flight and defended it as standard protocol because she was attending an event as a dignitary representing the president. At our moment of need, what do Democrats do? Oh, everything's fine. You got this under control. I mean, how do you do this? How do you not, as a politician, how do you not take a second to look at a situation and say, maybe this isn't the time to do this? Again, you have to ask yourself, who's running the show here? When Joe Biden says, hey, I'm not allowed to answer questions, they're telling me not to take questions. Who's telling you, Joe? Who's telling you not to do all of these things? Seriously. Over the weekend, a couple of stories. Joe Biden's Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, was being asked by Chuck Todd about Americans that are trapped there and can't get out of Afghanistan. Like, what do we have to look forward to? Listen to this.
First, you may have seen that just yesterday, a very senior Taliban official went on television and radio across the country and repeatedly assured people in Afghanistan that they would have the freedom to travel after August 31st. He even specifically said those who worked for the Americans and those who want to leave for whatever reason will have that freedom. Now, of course.
Oh, shucks. I mean, come on now. We had a senior leader of the Taliban going on TV to tell everybody that, look, you're going to be fine. We're going to let you move. We're going to let you move along, and everything's going to be fine. You'll be safe. There's nothing to worry about here. I just got through telling you that there was a TV host that told everybody that you have nothing to worry about while there were two people behind him with guns saying that the Taliban is good. They're fine. Don't be afraid of them. But we have every indication on the ground, every single indication on the ground, that the opposite is true. How people are being treated. You know it and I know it. Yet Anthony Blinken is sitting there going, I don't know, we can still trust him. Listen, or does he? Let it go on. Hold on. Let's see.
We don't take the Taliban at their word. We take them by their deed. And that's what we're going to be looking to.
Okay, so they're looking at deeds. So we're trusting you. A sworn enemy of the United States. The reason we fight in Afghanistan and have been fighting up to this point. And now all of a sudden, again, still, this administration wants to run with this narrative like they can be trusted.
We have more than 100 countries, 114 countries, who signed on to a statement we initiated, making clear the international community expects the Taliban to make good on a commitment to let people continue to leave the country after August 31st. That freedom of travel is essential to the international community's expectations of the Taliban going forward.
Can I play that again? So, if you're the Taliban, and you're trying to figure out whether or not you should be afraid of this administration, not talking about everybody, this is not across the board, we're talking about leadership, this administration. Here's your answer.
Making clear the international community expects the Taliban to make good on a commitment to let people continue to leave the country.
You better do what we tell you to do. We're mad. We've all come together and we've written a very harsh-worded letter to tell you that we expect that you'll be following international norms. You're kidding, right? This is what you have? And again, if you didn't hear about it over the weekend, that there was a U.S. drone strike targeting suicide bombers, we're told, in Kabul. We're also told now, just in the past couple of hours, that it is being investigated because we're told that it killed a family of 9, including 4 kids under the age of 5. The administration started off by saying this drone strike killed some leadership, but yet they didn't bring up any names. So there's a lot more questions than answers. Again, not what we want. We don't want to question whether or not someone is being truthful and honest with us when it comes to either this administration or the military. But that's where we are right now. There's a crisis of trust. I talked about it last week. If you want to listen to that, it's there on the podcast. Just go to drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. You can subscribe to the podcast and listen to it there. But more questions about this. So what else did we have here? We had some of the talking head programs over the weekend that were kind of trying to walk this line. I mean, it is a disaster. It's, it's not a complete disaster. I mean, there were some good things that Joe Biden did, but it was a disaster. Like, I know it sounds confusing. Here's Jonathan Karl, ABC, being asked about it.
John, I want to talk to you first here. Listening to President Biden and his top national security advisors before the horrible bombing, they were making this sound like a smashing success. But you heard what Secretary Blinken just said.
Right. So we just played, following the Taliban and listen, we expect international norms to be followed, and we have a strongly worded letter and the like. And so he says,
yeah, I mean, it is. They've been describing something that isn't reality. This has been an incredible airlift, more than 100,000 people evacuated, but what a disaster. Clearly, Thursday was the worst day of the Biden presidency. And we don't really know, Martha, how bad it really is. We know the disaster that has unfolded. Now the big question is, does Afghanistan once again become a safe haven for terrorist attacks on U.S. interests around the world or at home?
What do you think about that? How do you think it's going to work out? We already have ISIS there back, Al-Qaeda back. We see the jails being opened up. You would imagine if a Taliban truly cared about ISIS being around or Al-Qaeda, they would have kept them in jails. But no, they didn't do it. They opened it up. So those questions seem to be answered, the ones that Jonathan Karl is asking. It is still a disaster. And again, there are things that we can do here on this station and will continue to do. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can continue to talk about the disaster in Afghanistan and what we're going to be looking at and how this feckless administration needs to be held in check by an election that will be held in 2022, that hopefully the American people will come out en masse and take the House and the Senate for Republicans so that they'll do, well, something. I mean, they'll stop anything. You don't have a whole lot of confidence in Republicans right now to stop a Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer push to truly fundamentally transform the country. When you have 18 or so Republicans that seem to be on board with coming together on infrastructure, with crossing the aisles, and maybe even having to spend all of this money, trillions of dollars. I mean, we're just coming to, no. We need to put a stop to this administration ASAP. So hopefully that's around the corner. So we can talk about that. Also, we have a lot of news when it comes to schools that we're going to get to coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. Just get ready for this. Buckle up. Because the mask mandate issue in Lee County is coming back. Tonight is going to be the night where it's going to be discussed once again. Here we go. Lee County School Board would love nothing more to have the mask mandate in place now that they hear about the judge in Tallahassee who decided to, quote unquote, strike down, throw out the governor's ban on mandatory masks in Florida schools that we're going to get to. That's the door that they needed opened to bring it up once again. And I can almost guarantee you that this is something that they're going to pass, but they'll only do it if you don't show up. So, again, a big ask to show up at the Lee County School Board. We're going to talk about that coming up and some other things that are going on, including another reason of the many, many reasons why we need cameras in schools. And if you hear that and you're outraged or you're thinking, oh, legally, you're not going to be able to get around this because in the state of Florida, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Maybe there are some things that we can do to change that. The next legislative session is a lot. And, oh, by the way, let me ask you this question. Would you be appalled to find out that a judge has decided to strip a mother of her parental rights? In other words, not being able to see her kids because she wasn't vaccinated. Is that outrageous to you? It's a true story. We'll talk about that coming up as well. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Every day in business is a big day.
Whatever your day brings, Comcast Business can help you handle it with reliable gig speeds and advanced cybersecurity solutions. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Call for details.
Hey guys, there is some important news that all men should take very seriously. Your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound familiar? If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prostagenics, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. To get your free bottle of Prostagenics, call now 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-600-2020. Do it now.
You tired of living with chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain? Well, listen carefully, because now there are new treatments available here. I'm not talking about surgery or steroids. There are regenerative treatments from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Drew Steele from Daybreak talking about QC Kinetics. They're the leader in these exciting biological therapies that help restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints with lasting results. If you've got pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back, joint pain that won't go away, you need to check out these new treatments with astonishing patient satisfaction reports. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, no surgery. Call now to schedule your free consultation at QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Tired of dealing with your joint pain? Want to get moving again? You need to learn more about how biologic therapies are changing the way we think about dealing with joint pain. It's exciting stuff. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
True relief for back and neck pain. Back pain, neck pain, we hear so much about it every day, but most people never understand what causes it. Very often, it is more than just sore muscles. Many times, it is caused by disc and nerve compression in the spine. This is very often not addressed. The only way to get pressure off the discs in the spine is to decompress the discs. Here at Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, non-surgical spinal decompression is a specially designed, computerized table to provide gentle, precise pulling to draw pressure off the discs and release the nerves. This process draws blood back into the discs, allowing them to heal. Completely safe and comfortable for any age. No hanging upside down. Patients with stenosis sciatica, bulging discs, neuropathy, scoliosis all find great, long-lasting relief with decompression. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middleman, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and our first Fridays of the month at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. We will be there broadcasting live from 6 to 9 a.m. Show up early, grab a cup of coffee, maybe have breakfast, and say hi to the former acting Attorney General of the United States, Matt Whitaker. And we'll be talking about all kinds of issues across the nation, here locally in Southwest Florida, and so much more. So join us. First Fridays, Oaks Farm Seed to Table tomorrow, starting at 6 a.m. with 92.5 Fox News.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel? Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples. With over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space, designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's Moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful of moving companies actually follow follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
Flooded roads in parts of Louisiana hit hard by what's now Tropical Storm Ida. It came ashore as one of the most powerful hurricanes on record.
And anytime you have these powerful hurricanes, the potential for tornadoes is very real. Tornadoes and strong winds often lead down trees. And authorities say that's what caused the first reported death during Hurricane Ida. One man was killed just outside of Baton Rouge after a tree fell on his house. But with so much storm debris scattered throughout and power still down, officials say many folks who are stuck or need help need to be patient.
Fox's Jeff Paul in New Orleans, where everyone lost power last night. There's been a rocket attack today in Afghanistan's capital, Kabul, thwarted in part by the U.S. military.
Several of the rockets were taken down by an anti-missile defense system. Now, neither the U.S. or the Taliban have reported any deaths. The truck the rockets were reportedly fired from seemed engulfed in flames. It all comes just hours after a U.S. drone strike on a vehicle containing at least one suicide bomber.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. The deadline for U.S. troops to leave is tomorrow, but the evacuations aren't done yet. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, the attempted rocket attack did not stop flights as U.S. military races to get people out ahead of the deadline. Secretary of State Antony Blinken told ABC's This Week the U.S. is actively planning to keep the airport running.
Either to have it function right immediately after the 31st, or, if necessary, to take the steps required to reopen it in a timely fashion.
Blinken said the military is working to get about 300 Americans who remain in Afghanistan out. Dave?
Rachel, Republican Senator Joni Ernst worries about our Afghan allies still there.
I'm afraid with the looming deadline, we won't be able to safely evacuate all of those that so deserve to come to the United States.
America's listening to Fox News.
Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Major backups along 41 because of a deadly overnight crash that happened about 2 o'clock this morning, and it's still shutting down the highway at the intersection of Olean Boulevard in Port Charlotte, so avoid the area for the time being. We're still dealing with a crash as well along Daniels Parkway at Goldenwood Drive near Jetport Commerce Loop. That's right between Daniels and Treeline Avenue and 75. So watch out for westbound left lane blockage and backups building along that stretch of Daniels. We have a crash also in North Fort Myers at Littleton Road and North Cleveland Avenue, causing some slight slowdowns. A disabled vehicle at Cypress Lake Drive and Summerlin Road heading through South Fort Myers right now. As far as Collier County roads go, we got a crash with injuries at Immokalee Road and Jones Mining Road, and a disabled vehicle at Nottingham Drive and Airport Road, but no major slowdowns there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Monday, Southwest Florida. On into a new work week we go. And for the last couple days of August, we'll be feeling very August-like with temperatures topping off near 93 degrees for today. Dry to start today with scattered thunderstorms popping up mainly after lunchtime today. Look out for some heavy rain along with frequent lightning and locally gustier winds. Storm chances dwindle as we head into tonight. Tomorrow morning for your Tuesday, waking up to low near 76 degrees. A mild start to what will be another very warm day with another high near 92 degrees. Scattered thunderstorms for your Tuesday. Wednesday, perhaps a little bit drier, though we'll still keep with a chance for some spotty storms the forecast, with another high near 92 degrees for Wednesday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Leftists make you fret? Check out rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
Hey, this is Papa reporting that we have had an increasing number of phone calls from homeowners. Apparently, a number of the insurance companies have changed their underwriting standards regarding tile roofs. We believe that because of the recent hurricanes and the billions of dollars they paid out in claims, the insurance companies are instituting much stricter guidelines. We have had several thousand calls since Hurricane Irma, whereby homeowners were denied what seemed to be legitimate claims. Invariably, these denials were based upon what the insurance company called so-called normal wear and tear on issues pointing to slipped or cracked tiles, separation in the ridge caps, or deterioration at the base of the air vents or bathroom stacks that were not previously corrected, and invariably because these issues were not visible from the ground. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, please call Papa for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to help you and your tile roof. Call Papa at 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
Florida's climate allows us to spend a lot of time out of doors. But if you're working in the yard, be sure to stay safe. When trimming trees or vegetation, always carefully look first for power lines. You can be seriously injured or killed if you or anything you are touching comes in contact with a power line. Remember, always stay at least 10 feet away from neighborhood power lines and 30 feet away from larger power lines. A safety first reminder from Florida Power and Light and this station.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Great news, Southwest Florida. Matt and Justin here with Island Air.
Over the past year and a half, we know that many people have sacrificed their vacations.
We know that replacing your air conditioning system is a stressful purchase. Usually it's something that you didn't plan on, very inconvenient, always seems to happen at the worst time. And we were trying to find a way to ease that burden.
Decisions. Do I buy an air conditioner? Do I take a vacation? For a limited time, Island Air is offering you both in one package.
Call Island Air and get that outdated system replaced, and included with your purchase, you will get a vacation voucher of your choosing.
It's your choice with a qualified purchase of a cruise or condo resort voucher. You can choose 4,500 different resort options, 106 countries around the world.
A vacation can be yours with the purchase of a new air conditioning system. Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher for a limited time. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm so glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching the program and listening to the program. You can subscribe to the podcast. Just go to DrewSteele.com or type in Drew Steele into any of your favorite podcast locations, and you can get the audio right there at your convenience. All right, a couple of things we want to touch on. Hurricane Ida battering the Louisiana coast and making its way now north as it's heading towards Mississippi. And certainly still a dangerous storm. A lot of stories that we're beginning to hear as the sun begins to rise there and we start to see and witness some of the damage due to this hurricane. Hundreds of billions of dollars anticipated. One of the most costly hurricanes that we may have seen ever to hit shore. And the concerns, certainly the thoughts and prayers. Yep, I said prayers for those that are there affected by this storm. And we continue to watch and hear more about what is taking place on the ground. Just a few minutes ago, Brian Trasher, who's the spokesperson for the Cajun Navy, who was on Fox and Friends describing some of what was witnessed last night and the damage.
They'll be down power lines, and even though the power's out, they could still be charged, so they're very dangerous. There's going to be trees and roads. There's going to be vehicles flip. We've had reports of possible levee failure in lower Plaquemine Parish last night.
Oh, boy. So we continue to keep an eye on that. And, of course, the issue of electricity.
This has cut power out to the entire east bank of Jefferson Parish, just west of New Orleans, and the entire city of New Orleans. We don't know how long it's going to be before they'll be able to get out and restore any power. It could be a month, the officials are saying.
Unbelievable. But we, once again, will continue to keep an eye on it. And as we hear more about the damage and the devastation throughout the morning and throughout the day, we'll have the latest for you here on 92.5 Fox News. Once again, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Now, today is going to be another big day and another big ask. So just so you understand, you knew that this was coming. There are a lot of dynamics to what I'm about to tell you. The Lee County School Board, once again, is going to have a meeting tonight. It is going to be revisiting the issue of masks. They're going to call it a lot of different things. They're going to say it's a safety issue. They're going to call to attention some physicians around Southwest Florida. Not all of them, but they're going to make it sure sound as if it's every single physician who wants to see mask mandates. You know, the teachers union has been salivating since the minute that the judge in Tallahassee, as the Herald Tribune there decided to call it, throwing out the governor's ban on mandatory masks in Florida schools. The judge saying that DeSantis was wrong in determining that the state's new Parents' Bill of Rights law prohibited school districts from enacting limits like masks. He also talks about not following the science, which I think is hysterical because a judge who's talking about following the science when can't present the science himself or others still have yet to hear the science about how a mask mandate in schools are more effective than not having a mask mandate. That evidence is not there, but the evidence to the contrary is. We've already talked about the 2020 school year. Let me just get this straight. The school year that we already had mask mandates in place. We already saw the districts that did have the mask mandates against the ones that didn't throughout the whole year. And you can see statistically there was no difference between the two at a time. When it wasn't a Delta variant, there was a full-blown situation when it comes to COVID and the virus that was out there. Again, this talk about how the Delta variant, which... Yeah, I know people have texted. They're even texting right now and talking about there's no test for the Delta variant. There's no such thing as a test for Delta. But the point is that, look, everybody knows and everybody has seen, I'm sure in their community, the fact that there is more of a spread going on now with the youngsters than there has been before. You sense it. You probably feel it. You see it on your street. The other thing you do see is that the kids that are getting it, getting through it, and that is true. And you also understand that when you notice where the peaks are right now, that this is critical. This is all part of what's going to be taking place today. And again, tonight, it's another big ask. It's another big day. Again, the school board, Lee County, is going to want to push mask mandates. They're going to probably push this. The teachers union wants it, but you've got to be there tonight. 2855 Colonial Boulevard at the northwest corner of Colonial and Metro. That's where the school district meeting, the board meeting, will be taking place. It's set for 5 p.m. There are going to be a lot of pro-mask people that are going to be there early. They're going to have a lot of support on the pro-mask side. They're going to try to make it seem like that there is more support pro-mask than for you that care about being able to make your choice on your own for what's best for your kids and your family, and the idea that we can still have the opt-in option or opt-out option, if you will, for mask mandates. But now they're going to just take this away. and what comes next after this. Now, listen, there's a lot of dynamics at play here again, and I have to bring this up because this is very important. We are not the only area of the state that is doing this. There was a report, Fox News, out of Orlando, and they're going to do the same thing. They're already talking about this. Remember, the unions are in control, everybody. The teachers' unions are in control. And so they are taking over the spotlight here in this situation across the state. Here's that report.
Starting Monday, the district will be requiring masks with no opt-out policy for the next 60 days.
They're talking about Orlando, in the Orlando area now. Go ahead.
But Misty Griffin with the Orange County chapter of the national conservative group Moms for Liberty would like to see the opt-out option back in place.
It's just all about being able to choose what's best for our kids. That's the most important thing right now.
Since a judge ruled on Friday that Governor DeSantis cannot restrict school mask mandates, several districts are now preparing to discuss their policies. The Lake County school superintendent is meeting with health officials to prepare a recommendation for the school board.
Yep, so that's happening in Orlando as well, Lake County. There's a lot of areas around the state that are going to do this. Now, a couple of things I need to let you know about that's important. You're going to hear tonight about a lot of different issues. You're going to hear about doctors who are all together on this. Every single doctor in the Southwest Florida has signed off a petition that says, yes, we want men. No, not every single one of them has. But they're sure going to make it sound that way, that a group of them represent every one of them. And you know that's not true. So let's stop right there, number one. Number two, this is critical. This is critical. Right now, there is more evidence. Brian Hammond has been doing an amazing job on his Facebook page, keeping an eye with regard to cases in Southwest Florida and hospitalizations. Jennifer Cabrera from the Alachua Chronicle and RationalGround.com. They do amazing work when it comes to keeping an eye on what is happening in the state when it comes to cases and hospitalizations. And we're starting to see a peak now, and the peak is going down. We hit the peak, it appears, and it's starting to make its way down. Take this to the bank. If they get the mask mandate in today, if they're able tonight to get this mask mandate in, knowing full well what we all know now, that the case numbers are starting to get on the decline as opposed to moving their way up. And it looks like that we've hit a peak here, and even across the state of Florida, that this thing is starting to hit a peak and it's on its way down. The concern, everybody, is very simple, that if they put the mask mandates in place across the state, that they're going to make the case a couple of weeks from now that it was because of the masks that the cases went down, and that is not true. They're already beginning to go down. The numbers speak for themselves. And so anything that they can do in a timely fashion to make it seem like the masks worked and that was the reason why the cases went down, they will do. This is what the teachers union wants to do. This is the kind of control that they want. They've always wanted this. And I'm just telling you is it's something that you've got to look out for. Maybe simple common sense questions. Like if they're going to be, for example, mask mandates that will start tomorrow in Lee County schools, then I'm assuming that the minute that there are cases that will pop, and of course they will pop up in schools, but everybody is masked up. The same rules apply whether you're masked or not, right? I mean, you're going to quarantine, you're going to pull kids out of school, you're going to pull teachers out of school. So when that happens, I'm assuming that none of that will go on, right? We won't have to worry about any kind of quarantine or anything because, if you're wearing a mask, then you're safe. Is that the suggestion? I mean, kind of common sense questions that you have to ask when it comes to mandates. And then let me make this case before we go. And again, here we go again. It's time to show up and speak up about what you feel is right for your family. This idea that we had an opt-out for masks and now it's going to be brought up again tonight. And I'm just telling you, the Lee County School Board is going to want to push this again. They're going to want this in schools. Tonight, be at the school district building at 2855 Colonial Boulevard in Fort Myers if you want your voice heard. It's at the northwest corner of Colonial and Metro. 5 p.m. Get there a little early because there are going to be pro-mask people that are going to get there early as well because they're going to want to flood the area. And look, in a peaceful way, Don't cause any trouble. Have your information, all your facts set up and ready to go. And just in a peaceful way, you show up there and you make your voices heard. I'm starting to hear rumors. I've heard in the past 24 hours things that I don't like about pro-mask people that might be showing up to cause a little bit of trouble. And we don't need that to kind of instigate some trouble. We don't need pro-mask people instigating trouble. But I'm asking you this question sincerely before we go to break. If the science is settled, and I'm asking even you physicians, and if you're a physician and you want to call, I'm more than happy to hear from you because you probably have the evidence that nobody else in the country or on the planet has that says that mask mandates for kids work. I'm just asking you this question, and please answer this. If the science is settled on masks and mask mandates, then why is it that last week, the Department of Education of the UK being a country, why is it that the Department of Education in the UK said this, if the science is settled?
School children have the lower amount of infection, especially primary school children. And in looking at it, we've talked to educationalists, public health and clinical specialists. And the consensus view is very strongly to not advise school children at primary school age to wear face coverings. This is for two reasons. One is that they can have difficulties wearing them and keeping them on all day. And the second part of that is that it's really important that they can see facial expressions in order to develop their communications and language skills. Schools have delivered a lot of measures to reduce the risk in schools, and additional plans to test families of primary school children will also be in place as schools go back. And therefore, the strong recommendation is for primary school children not to wear masks.
Can you explain that? Because if science is settled, then I would assume that everybody would be on the same page. It's just a fact. Mask mandates work. Everybody across the globe knows that this is the case. And our good friend Dan Bongino has brought this up many, many, many times. If mask mandates work, then why don't they work? And again, I'm asking you, why is it that the UK and the Department of Education says we're not masking up kids? We have the evidence here to show, and we're concerned also about when they mask up and communication skills and all of these other things that we're concerned about. If it's settled, then why are they doing something that you're planning on doing something now if it's not political? If what you're doing right now is not political, because the science is not on your side. If it was, then why would the UK be doing that? We would be universally across the globe, we would be all on the same page, and we're not. That's where the politics come into play. Why are you doing this? The unions want this. What kind of control do you want? And how far does this control go in the future? We're talking about our liberty here. Oh, no. We care about the safety of your kids. So are you suggesting that we don't? So when you have a school board member or somebody who says, well, I care about the safety of our kids, then what that person is saying is that as parents, we don't? That we will just do something that is not safe for our children. We've done the homework. We've seen the science. We know what this is all about. I'm asking you to present the science. Please present it tonight. I don't want the school board to come across and say, well, here's the physicians. That's not. I want the science that shows that mask mandates work. Show us the science of how masks work. Explain which ones. Which ones need to be, do it all. Give it to us. But you won't, because it doesn't exist. And even the UK realizes it. When will you? Tonight, Lee County School Board, another big ask, but here we go again. At the school district building, 2855 Colonial Boulevard in Fort Myers, at the northwest corner of Colonial and Metro, 5 p.m., get there early. And again, there's going to be a lot of pro-mask people that are going to be there that, from what I understand, might be a little pushy and might be, well, let's hope there's no trouble that anybody's causing. You be there peacefully, you speak your mind, you have the science and the evidence is on your side, and hopefully we'll see you there. Stay bright. 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The news you need, the host you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is, until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day that could bring your biggest order yet, or a new cyber threat. Whatever the day holds, with Comcast Business, you'll be prepared. With a network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses, Comcast Business Security Edge to help protect your connected devices, and a dedicated team available 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a fast and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Or ask about our best deal on a gig speed bundle with a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more. Offer requires enrollment in paperless billing and autopay through My Account. Ends 9/19/21. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and one voice line. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, "What is that beautiful SUV?" I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, "How much does it cost?" I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and the fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines in rear and all-wheel drive. But that's not all. We have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com. I love my GV80 and you'll love it too.
All offers with approved credit on select models. Based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months at $0 per month for 1,005 months. No down payment required.
You finally reached your savings goal. But how much will you really spend in retirement? Basic question, but more than 1/3 of retirees underestimated their spending. And you know taxes will impact what you've set aside. You're smart enough to know you don't have all the answers. You're also smart enough to know where to get help. It's time to put things in order with a fee-only fiduciary. Click the Get Started button at AnnexWealth.com. One team, one plan, one fee. Annex Wealth Management.
He steals the last chicken nugget. You aren't going to eat that, right? He uses up the toilet paper without replacing it. He borrows your car and doesn't refill the tank.
Those scratches were already there.
He is your brother-in-law. He loves to take what's yours and there's nothing you can do about it.
Whoops, forgot my wallet. Again.
But when an identity thief tries to take what's yours, there is something you can do about it. You can make sure you have LifeLock by Norton. LifeLock helps monitor your info and alerts you to potential identity threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated US-based specialist will help fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock can help protect what's yours.
Come on, bro, I'll pay you back.
Sure he will. Join today and save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com with promo code NEWS. That's promo code NEWS for 25% off at LifeLock.com.
Leftists make you fret? Check out rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
If you're moving, selling, or purchasing furniture and need help getting it home, there are a lot of moving companies to choose from. But wait, all moving companies are not created equal. Sure, if you're moving your college students' furniture, hiring young movers is fine. But if you're moving highly valued items, you need Rice's Moving and Transport. They meticulously pad wrap everything and secure your valuables and gently pack, transport, and set them up. Rice's Moving and Transport employs skilled professional movers who respect your belongings, not just young hunks who can lift heavy things. Moving is stressful enough. Don't stress about hiring the right moving company. Here's what Teresa in Naples said about Rice's Moving and Transport. I was so impressed when your moving crew came to my home. They politely introduced themselves by name. Seems small, but it made an impression. When you need help moving, trust Rice's Moving and Transport. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
Got chronic joint pain, not having enough success with steroids, but trying to avoid surgery? Well, thankfully, there's a better way, and it's now available here from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics, now open in Naples. Hey, it's Drew Steele from Daybreak, talking about all new therapies, advanced all-natural regenerative treatments that can not only just give you relief, but also can restore and repair damaged tissue so you can have lasting relief. If you've got joint pain due to arthritis, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, don't just think the old ways of dealing with pain are the only ways. You need to learn more about these new biologic therapy solutions. Call now for a free consultation. QC Kinetics at 239-893-PAIN. These remarkable treatments increase mobility, decrease pain, and help restore tissue. They actually encourage your body to heal itself. Call now and learn more about these restorative, regenerative, and revolutionary alternatives. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics at 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The sun's just coming up in New Orleans, where the power has been entirely knocked out by Hurricane Ida. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards says people should stay home. Some have no choice waiting for rescue.
There will be down power lines. There's going to be standing water. There's going to be debris, other dangers. And quite frankly, we can't tell you yet how soon it will be before first responders are going to be able to respond to calls.
Ida is tropical storm strength now, moving over Mississippi with up to 20 inches of rain falling in some places. Rockets are fired at the airport in Kabul, Afghanistan. Nobody's reported hurt there.
Some apparently striking nearby apartment buildings. Others were reportedly intercepted by U.S. anti-missile defenses. It's another threat targeting the airport, where U.S. forces are rushing to complete evacuations from Afghanistan. American troops have a deadline to withdraw by tomorrow.
Fox's Simon Owen. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. 41 shut down still in both directions in Charlotte County because of a crash near Olean Drive from overnight, where at least one person was killed in that crash. So avoid the area for the time being. Still take Edgewater Drive or Harbor Boulevard as your alternate routes. Port Charlotte Boulevard, also a good alternate nearby. Heading through Lee County, we have major backups along Daniels Parkway westbound, left lane blocked right off Treeline Avenue because of a crash near Goldenwood Drive. So approaching 75 coming from the JetBlue Park area, you'll see those slowdowns. Another crash on Daniels at State Road 82 with no injuries and no roadblock, it looks like right now. A crash on Stringfellow Road right near the Circle K. Heading through that area of Stringfellow, it looks like that's just a hit-and-run crash for the time being out on Pine Island. And keeping an eye on a crash in Collier County on Immokalee Road near Jones Mining Road. That's right off 47th Avenue Northeast with major delays southbound on Immokalee. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Monday, Southwest Florida. On into a new work week we go. And for the last couple days of August, we'll be feeling very August-like with temperatures topping off near 93 degrees for today. Dry to start today with scattered thunderstorms popping up mainly after lunchtime today. Look out for some heavy rain along with frequent lightning and locally gustier winds. Storm chances dwindle as we head into tonight. Tomorrow morning for your Tuesday, waking up to low near 76 degrees. A mild start to what'll be another very warm day with another high near 92 degrees. Scattered thunderstorms for your Tuesday. Wednesday, perhaps a little bit drier, though we'll still keep with a chance for some spotty storms the forecast, with another high near 92 degrees for Wednesday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Ty Lassiter here, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. I think we can all admit that our origin has a lot of importance in what we will become. Many of you didn't originate from Florida. But you have come here, and that choice has altered your path for the rest of your life, especially how much taxes you pay if you came here from the Northeast. So what is Key City Capital's origin? Why did we choose to move to Southwest Florida? Our mission is to connect capital to wealth through passive real estate and alternative investments. Very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors. For over 10 years, we have never missed a monthly interest payment to our partners, and we have never lost a penny of our investors' capital. That is history you can build and rely on.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments, call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Did you know people drive from all over Florida to save money on diamonds?
Hi, I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds, and we have thousands of diamonds, all shapes, all sizes, half carat to 10 carats. Because we are direct diamond importers, we own one of the largest selections of amazing diamonds here in the United States.
And offer prices 30 to 50% lower than other jewelers, where overhead cost is very high. Duncan's Diamonds handpicks diamonds from diamond cutters all over the world to ensure you get the best.
We want you to find that diamond that you really love today and save.
And at Duncan's Diamonds, we have spectacular financing and layaway plans, including no or low interest.
A $2,000 engagement ring is only $66 a month. A $3,000 pair of diamond stud earrings is just $84 a month. Best prices guaranteed, low monthly payments, a spectacular gift from Duncan's Diamonds. We want you to find the diamond you love today and save.
Naples at Mercado, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Fort Myers on US 41.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
100% organic food and thoughts.
We live in a fast-paced, fast food world. Meanwhile, people have gotten sicker. We've lost our connection to the earth, to our food, and where it comes from. Food and Thought in Naples is an oasis where people can reconnect to their food and where it comes from. It's not just a grocery store, it's a lifestyle.
100% organic food and thought.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
All right, let's see here. Paying more for trades? F.
F?
No high pressure sales tactics. F minus. Yikes.
What is this?
Oh, hey, Marty, just looking over your report card here.
What is this and who?
From your customers. Doesn't look good, buddy.
Give me a break, pal, okay?
Well, during Victory Lane Chevrolet's back-to-school sales event, everyone gets an A+ in savings, trade-in values, and credit approval.
And, grades don't mean anything, all right?
Judging by your empty showroom, I beg to differ. Marty, report to the principal's office for a meeting with your parents.
Get back to school.
Right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching the program. Just by going to the website, you can subscribe to the podcast as well. Thank you for doing that. And that you can go to any of your favorite podcast locations. Just type in Drew Steele, or you can go to the website, and there's a link there. Coming up in about 10 or 12 more minutes. Yes, I've been asked, please, we'll do Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you were in a PhD in try to have a little bit of fun on this Monday morning where it is going to be a busy, busy day and a busy week. As we told you just a couple of minutes ago, once again, the Lee County School Board getting together and considering mask mandates, forgetting the opportunity to opt out. And so the only way that that may not happen is if you show up tonight, again, at the Lee County School Board meeting, 5 p.m. tonight at the northwest corner of Colonial and Metro in Fort Myers. And we'll talk about that more coming up in just a little bit. You know, I did want to mention this because some people asked me about this yesterday, listening to Bill Maher, and he was talking about Afghanistan and some of the things that he mentioned on his program. And I did want to play a little bit of this because, you know, again, like I opened up the show this morning, and if you want to go back and listen to the first hour, the podcast is already up, so you can check out the first hour. And, you know, I made mention of the fact that there's a crisis of trust. I talked about that even last week, and the concerns about who you can and cannot trust. And as we move forward, it was Lee Smith, the great Lee Smith on his Twitter account, who was mentioning this yesterday, that more and more you're seeing that the media and the expert class, the ones that we're told are the ones that have all the answers, they're done. The question is, how much damage now will they do before this reckoning begins? It was one doctor in particular, Robert Malone, who was the inventor of the mRNA vaccines and the RNA as a drug, put this out on Twitter and said, when you finally get past all of this, the legitimacy of both the federal public health infrastructure and the legacy media will have been destroyed. And what happens then? Force your mind to think 9 to 12 months ahead. What do things look like then based on the current trends? In other words, it's not just the medical field and the issues of the Fauci and 15 days to stop the 30-day spread, the masking of the non-masking of the 10 masks, of the no masks, of the mask work, of the masks don't work, of the vaccines. You got to vax up. You can't talk about therapies, although that is an interesting question. I'm hearing more and more, and you're probably hearing the same thing. How many of you, even here in Southwest Florida, went to a hospital recently or went to a doctor with a COVID positive test, only to find out that the doctors are just like, all right, just take it easy on yourself. What? There's nothing you can get. Listen, just go home and rest. Go home and rest. That's it. Like there's no answer from you as to what kind of therapeutic I might be able to take so I don't end up in the hospital. We're 18 months plus into this, and that's the best you've got? Is that there's no opportunity for a therapeutic at all? You all haven't explored this? And, oh, no, we can't do that. We can't have the one that the horses take. No, we can't do that one. And, there's other ones that Trump said that was a good thing to take, and we can't do that. And the monoclonal thing, the antibodies, the governor is the one that set up these 21 different locations around the state to get the monoclonal antibodies that we are told is 70 to 85% effective by Dr. Fauci. But, Governor DeSantis did this, so then it's got to be evil because he's bad, because Trump's bad. And you know how all that works out. And politically, that's what all we care about, those on the left. Again, I'm just asking how many doctors out there, and maybe you're one of them, and you should speak out. How many doctors out there have said, listen, knowing you like I know you, and knowing your weight and knowing your health history, may I suggest that these are some therapies to look into, like getting a monoclonal antibody, like maybe even taking a therapy like and fill in the blank. How many doctors have done that? I hope that they're doing that, because that's certainly the way to stave off the situation when it comes to overloading hospitals. But I digress. All right, so what Lee Smith was saying in this tweet, along with Dr. Malone, was, listen, not only the legitimacy of the federal public health infrastructure and the legacy media and what kind of credibility they've destroyed, but how about the military and what kind of credibility they've destroyed? This White House and this feckless president and what he has done and what he has wrought here in this country and across the globe due to the horrendous pullout out of Afghanistan. And at 9 to 12 months down the line, what does the rest of the world look like? What does Taiwan look like? What do our other areas, Ukraine, other areas around the globe, what do they look like because of all of this? And how's the media going to spin out of this? How much damage do they do before there's some kind of finally a reckoning from people? Bill Maher was talking about Afghanistan over the weekend. And listen, there are some things that he says, and he's always going to try to pivot to get the claps from the audience because there are a bunch of big libs there. And he's always going to try to pull that. But every once in a while, he says something that's legit. And I wanted to break down some of what he said over the weekend in case you missed it with regard to Afghanistan.
And finally, new rule, blind hatred of America is just as blinkered as blind love. And we Americans should really get some perspective about where we live. Watching the go down in Afghanistan, I was reminded lately of every conversation I've ever had with an immigrant, almost all of which, if we got to really talking, included the notion, oh, you people have no idea. All you do is out and badmouth your own country, but if you knew about the country I came from, you'd stop on your own.
And then, the audience applauds. And is he right? Because when you talk to anybody, any immigrant that's come from their country to this country, and especially places where you have some of the worst regimes you can imagine, they look at all the woke that's going on in the country and say, you've got to be kidding me. You have no idea. And then he went on to talk about Republicans and, how there are some Republicans that he hasn't liked and the blinkers of how people talk about how awesome the country is and how there's that one side that no matter what the country does, they're always going to speak positively about the country.
But liberals, as usual in this era, have now gone too far in the other direction. They under-romanticize America. They have no perspective. Last week, the Taliban murdered a comedian. His name was Nizar Muhammad, and he made up funny songs on TikTok. They forced him into a car, tortured, and then executed him. A comedian. A thing like that hits a little close to home for me.
Yeah, well, being a semi-comedian there. And again, it's interesting how the left all of a sudden comes to life when it comes close to home. Is that the suggestion? Maybe these are the things that you should have been talking and communicating with your audience the whole time?
Neither experience was pleasant.
Okay, so he's talking, when he says neither experience was pleasant, he went on to talk about how two presidents, being Bush and Trump, were talking negatively against him. They didn't like the things that he was saying. And he was saying how, listen, those experiences when you have Republicans who were going after him, he didn't like that.
But I didn't have to worry about being dragged till I'm dead behind a Toyota Tacoma. Have a little perspective about the stuff we howl about here. I'm sorry your professor said something you didn't like. That won't be a problem with the Taliban because you're not allowed to go to school. In Saudi Arabia, grown women can be jailed for doing the kind of things we think of as routine without the permission of a male guardian. China rounds you up if you're the wrong religion and puts you in camps. More children in Burkina Faso work than are in school. Only 5% of Burundians have electricity. The homicide rate in Honduras is 8 times what it is here. The inflation rate in Venezuela is 2,719%. The Philippines, in the last 5 years, has put to death 27,000 low-level drug dealers. My old job. In North Korea, people starve to death. The only people who starve here are doing it for a roll. And the only people who have no water live in California.
Yeah, the point is, when he says all of these things, it's amazing to me how there's silence from the audience, as if this is the first time they've ever heard anything like that, because it is. It's the first time some of them ever heard of anything like that. And yet they're quick to bash this country, never stepping foot outside of it. I mean, he's right, but it just seems like it's too little too late sometimes from people like Bill Maher and people on the left who, have an audience that gets fed constantly how there's a Trump-Russia collusion that's going on. It's not a hoax. No, it's real. And all these other things that are just nonsense. What else did he say quickly?
If you think America is irredeemable, turn on the news or get a passport and a ticket on one of those sketchy airlines that puts its web address on the plane. There's a reason Afghan mothers are handing their babies to us.
They should be applaud and realizing. And he says something after this that I'll just explain in a second. He also says,
and we should take them. Americans right now should take in Afghan refugees into their homes and into their neighborhoods. And I'm sure everyone who just clapped is thinking the same thing. Yes, someone who isn't me should definitely do that.
Yeah, well, let me just stop there. You know, there are people that don't have a problem taking in Afghan refugees or any refugees for that matter. That's not the issue. In this case, in this particular instance, as Ted Cruz was bringing up over the weekend as well, is the fact that there's been questions about how the vetting process has gone on. It's not that people are refusing others who are refugees. It's just that the vetting process has been quite the problem. And nobody seems to want to talk about that. And it's almost, it's like taboo to even mention it. 100,000 evacuees, almost all of them Afghans escaping the country. And then we come to find out that over the weekend, there was talk about how some of the security vetting has been less than stellar, let's just say. We're told that, the SIV's gone through security vetting many times over what the usual visa holders would require. The problem is that there are people that are saying it's not true. More than half of the Afghan refugees coming to the U.S. don't have special SIVs. And there have been problems, and I think it was the Washington Free Beacon that reported on it as well, the fact that the screening process has been less than stellar, and that there were, the Biden administration was printing out SIV. They were printing out visa forms with no names, no codes on them, nothing for people to fill out. Now, a lot of those were picked up, but not every single one of them. Just odd occurrences that don't reinforce an administration that knows what they're doing. But but don't make it sound like we don't want refugees. Tell the whole story. But then he goes on to say,
but that doesn't make us the bad guys. We're not the bad guys. Oppression is what we were trying to stop in Afghanistan. We failed, but any immigrant will tell you we've largely succeeded here, and yet the overriding thrust of current woke ideology is that America is rotten to the core, irredeemably racist from the moment it was founded, and so oppressive, sexist, and homophobic, we can't find a host for the Oscars or Jeopardy.
Yeah, so he goes on to talk about the host and how his words coming back to haunt him.
Have you ever heard of honor killings? Public beheadings, throwing gay men off of roofs, arranged marriages to minors, state-sanctioned wife beating, female genital mutilation, marriage by capture? Because we have. What's the lesson of Afghanistan? Maybe it's that everyone from the giant dorm room session that is the internet should take a good look at what real oppression looks like. Ask your maid. Ask your Uber driver.
And he goes on to talk about asking all of these different people. But the fact of the matter is that you have a liberal audience that goes silent every time he speaks. We can go to break, Jake, because we got to do Drew's College. They go silent every time he talks about that, as if it's the first time they've ever heard it. And for probably a lot of them, it is. Either that or they heard it before, but they ignore it. Because they're so bent on making us seem like the bad guys that even when you can identify the bad guys who truly are the bad guys, they're not any worse than us because, well, you know, woke. You're kidding, right? That's why we and Lee Smith talked about this. How long before all this damage that you're doing turns around and we realize it and there's a true reckoning against the media that lies to us, against a military that is not telling us and being honest with us, against an administration that is lying to us, so you can go to, and of course, the Marxist Socialist Democrats, which you are. Sorry, it's just true. All right, Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Call in number 5 right now at 239-479-5592 if you'd like to play. We will try to squeeze it in right now. Drew's College up next on Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. Dealing with a closure along US 41 in Port Charlotte at Olean Boulevard because of a deadly overnight crash. We're going on about 5.5 hours of still seeing that shutdown. So avoid the area. You could take Edgewater Drive or Harbor Boulevard to get around the closure on the highway. Heading through Lee County, we have a crash we're watching in North Fort Myers at 41 and Littleton Road off to the right-hand shoulder. Just some slight southbound delays on the highway. Also keeping an eye on a crash at Daniels Parkway and State Road 82. In Collier County, a crash on a Mockley Road right near 47th Avenue Northeast in the Orange Tree area with backups mostly southbound on Immokalee. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Kicking off the work week to a dry start, though thunderstorm chances increase for this afternoon. Look out for scattered thunderstorms. Temperatures pushing to 93 degrees today. Winding down as we head into tonight with temperatures bottoming out near 76 degrees to kick off a mild Tuesday morning. 92 for tomorrow with more scattered storms in the forecast for the remainder of the week. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
At Lamps Plus, we believe your home should be a celebration of you. As the nation's largest lighting retailer, Lamps Plus offers an incredible selection of lighting, furniture, and home decor that are sure to bring out your unique style. We help customers just like you every day beautify their indoor and outdoor spaces, and at the flip of a switch, see their home in a whole new light. Because if you can dream it, you should have it. There are infinite possibilities to bring your home to life at Lamps Plus, including custom order on-demand pieces that match your personal taste and color preference. Select from over 50,000 styles from top designer brands, including Uttermost, with a huge assortment of table lamps, floor lamps, chandeliers, and mirrors to add elegance and style to any room in your home. And now, Lamps Plus offers free shipping on all orders. Yep, free. For up to 50% off selected designs, go to lampsplus.com/Fox News now. That's lampsplus.com/Fox News for up to 50% off. Shop Lamps Plus and let yourself shine.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, we got Justin in Fort Myers. Hey, Justin.
Morning, Drew. How are you?
I'm fine. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, Justin, easy for me to say, starts right now. Here we go. All right, Justin, who's the governor of the great state of Florida? What's his name?
Hopefully the next president, Ron DeSantis.
All right, there you go. That is that's correct. Got an associate's to see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. And name the war between the North and the South. The U.S. war between the North and the South was called the
Civil War.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. See if you get a master's degree on this question. In 1945, it was President Roosevelt. He passed away in Warm Springs, Georgia. So who took over? Who became president right after that? 1945. Who was it?
Oh, gosh. I can't remember. I feel like a dork.
Oh, don't feel like one. Harry Truman. Truman was he?
Yeah. He's the one who dropped the bomb.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. Yeah. All right, well, let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. Which one of the contiguous 48 states was the last to be explored? The last of our contiguous 48 states to be explored. Was it Montana, Idaho, or Florida?
I was thinking Montana.
No, it's actually Idaho. The first visited, it was 1805. I guess it was the William and Clark was there, and but anyway, it was Idaho. It was the last. Okay, all right. Well, good. You did okay today. You got a bachelor's degree today, and the other ones nobody's going to remember anyway. It's okay. It's that kind of day. All right, Justin. Listen, we appreciate you calling. Call anytime. Thanks so much. Okay, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Back at you. All right. Coming up. A lot going on. The issue of mask mandates, Lee County and across the state. Oh, you know, when a judge says, hey, the governor's not allowed to do this whole thing with, the mask, mandatory mask. Oh, no. Where? Yeah, okay. We'll get to that coming up. What's going on?
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. Do you want to know a secret? I know more about air conditioning than a lot of the so-called technicians in this business, and I'm just a kid. Kobe Cooling is voted the best AC company year after year because we use real NATE certified mechanics and not sales techs. We give you the best trained team in South Florida on every call. Don't take a chance with your indoor comfort and air quality. Call us at Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
The sun is just shining, and all the damage Ida has done. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. It's a tropical storm now, but hit Louisiana's coast as a powerful hurricane.
I was terrified. No, I never saw that before. The rain, the water, and the wind.
It's her first hurricane, stuck in New Orleans, where she went for a birthday party. Fox's Evan Brown is there live.
Yeah, David, today it may be possible for officials and first responders to at least assess damages and try to rescue any stranded people. More than 1 million are without power this morning, as all 8 transmission lines serving the New Orleans metro are not operational. That not only affects lights, but air conditioning, which can be a health hazard in August heat. It also affects water and the ability to pump out flooded areas. In the nearby town of Alliance, a possible levee breach triggered an emergency evacuation late last night. Grand Isle, the vacation spot on the Gulf, recorded a 40-foot high storm surge, Dave.
Evan, a man was killed when a tree fell on his home outside Baton Rouge. Hours after a U.S. drone strike took out a vehicle carrying at least one suicide bomber in Afghanistan's capital, Kabul. Another attack there, mostly thwarted by the U.S. military.
Last night, U.S. systems were able to take down rockets aimed at the Kabul airport. There were no casualties reported. The White House says the president has been briefed by his national security advisor and top aides, and evacuations continue.
Fox's Lauren Blanchard. As far as evacuations go, Reuters reports a U.S. official says the final U.S. departure from that airport's underway. Core diplomatic staff have departed. The deadline for U.S. troops to withdraw is tomorrow.
We have about 300 American citizens left who have indicated to us that they want to leave.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken tells ABC's This Week they expect the Taliban to allow evacuations beyond tomorrow and that the U.S. has significant leverage to force that. America's listening to Fox News.
This is 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News. Right all along. On the radio, on your smart speaker, and online at rightallalong.net.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Dealing with a closure along US 41 in Port Charlotte at Olean Boulevard because of a deadly overnight crash. We're going on about 5.5 hours of still seeing that shutdown. So avoid the area. You could take Edgewater Drive or Harbor Boulevard to get around the closure on the highway. Heading through Lee County, we have a crash we're watching in North Fort Myers at 41 and Littleton Road off to the right-hand shoulder. Just some slight southbound delays on the highway. Also keeping an eye on a crash at Daniels Parkway and State Road 82. In Collier County, a crash on a Immokalee Road right near 47th Avenue Northeast in the Orange Tree area with backups mostly southbound on Immokalee. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Monday, Southwest Florida. On into a new work week we go. And for the last couple days of August, we'll be feeling very August-like with temperatures topping off near 93 degrees for today. Dry to start today with scattered thunderstorms popping up mainly after lunchtime today. Look out for some heavy rain along with frequent lightning and locally gustier winds. Storm chances dwindle as we head into tonight. Tomorrow morning for your Tuesday, waking up to low near 76 degrees. A mild start to what will be another very warm day with another high near 92 degrees. Scattered thunderstorms for your Tuesday. Wednesday, perhaps a little bit drier, though we'll still keep with a chance for some spotty storms, the forecast, with another high near 92 degrees for Wednesday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Got friends and family living far away? Tell them to stream the best station yet at rightallalong.net, the online home of 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Rockstar Harley has secured 0 down and 0% APR financing on all new Harley-Davidsons. Rockstar Harley has hundreds of Harleys on site for immediate delivery. Finance experts on site to get you approved. 0 down and 0% APR on all new Harleys at Rockstar Harley. Offer credit and Sunday.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. My family members actually went to Dr. France for their cataract surgery and had spectacular results. But here's the deal. You can now experience vision that's more vibrant after cataract surgery with a France Lifestyle lens. At France Eye Care, they know how important it is to not only clear the blurry view caused by cataracts, but to provide the patient with even better vision through the enhancement of a France Lifestyle lens. So if night driving is your issue and you need extended depth of focus or the ability to adjust the power of your lens after cataract surgery, France Eye Care will recommend a lens solution that meets your individual needs. Call France Eye Care today to schedule your cataract screening by dialing star 2020 from your cell phone or give them a call at 239-418-0999. Tell them that Trey sent you.
France Eye Care.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. This Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table, we do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
True relief for back and neck pain. Did you play golf or tennis today and wish that you didn't have to deal with the back or neck pain? Do you feel hesitant to swing all the way through or run across the court because of pain? People just assume they have to live with it or just get epidurals. They are wrong. People look at it from the wrong perspective. Most people only think about treating the symptoms and not the cause. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we treat the cause using non-surgical spinal decompression. Now available for anyone, not just the injured or professional athletes. Spinal decompression is a safe, non-surgical treatment that takes pressure off the nerves and discs, increasing blood circulation, allowing the back to heal. Safe, long-lasting results for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, herniated discs, or even failed back surgery. Don't suffer. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596 Back, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there to watch the program. And please subscribe to the podcast at your favorite locations. Just type in Drew Steele. You'll find it. Or you can go to DrewSteele.com. There's a place right there where you can subscribe. Very, very simple. Keeping an eye on the Louisiana coast and certainly throughout up to Mississippi is Hurricane Ida making its way through there overnight. And some of the damage we're beginning to see is just awful. This Category 4 when it made landfill and just horrendous. Some of the latest damage and updates. Fox Business Network's Grady Trimble was in New Orleans just a little while ago.
As of this morning, just about the entire city of New Orleans is without power. There's also limited sewage in most parts of the city.
Yeah. Oh. Is it okay? See if that...
People have no water provided to them, and AT&T cell service is down. So if you're trying to reach loved ones in New Orleans, they might not be able to respond just yet, even if they are doing okay.
And some of the concerns also earlier this morning, Brian Trasher was with the Cajun Navy. He was on Fox and Friends talking about the concerns with the levees.
We haven't heard any reports of any massive levee breaches or failure. All the flooding that we got word about is just from rainwater. We had over a foot of rain dumped.
Yeah, so it's pretty awful what is happening over there. And yes, I'll say it, our thoughts and certainly our prayers for all the families that are there as we continue to watch throughout the morning. We keep an eye on this story, and throughout the day, we will keep you updated on what we hear and what we find out with regard to the Louisiana coast and a lot of other things that are going on with this story, including certainly what will continue to happen as the storm rolls through. By no means is it over for some folks in Mississippi, this tropical storm moving through. And like I said, we will keep an eye on it as the morning progresses. We'll get you more. 239-479-5592. We continue to keep an eye on what's happening with this administration, certainly what is going on in Afghanistan. A lot of questions still remain when you have a president who, as he is speaking with FEMA and then decides that he's going to take questions, make sure they're just not about Afghanistan, right?
Commissioner, I really think it all works. I'm not supposed to take any questions, but go ahead.
Mr. President, on Afghanistan.
I'm not going to answer Afghanistan now.
Can you see if there's still an acute risk?
Yeah, that's it. And he walks away. Not taking any questions on Afghanistan. Can't do both. Can't answer any questions there. Certainly, it's something that his people have told him not to answer. The question becomes, who's running the show? When he's constantly telling everybody, I'm not allowed to. I'm told that I'm not supposed to. I'm told that. Who's telling you all of this? Right? It's who's pulling all the strings back there? Who's could be, but still those questions remain. You still have a lot of people who are asking the questions about the fiasco there and the fact that where's the competency of how everything was handled? We see all of this and continue to hear about others that are doing all the wrong things. It's amazing how even the Daily Beast was talking over the weekend about the issues with COVID. Ron DeSantis says Biden should follow Florida's lead on COVID. And those in the New York Times and others who are going after the governor and saying, are you serious? Can you see what's going on with COVID? What is happening here? Maybe it should be the other way around. And are you kidding? That's right. That's what's going on. Like the discussion still, even through all of this, somehow pivots to Ron DeSantis and the issues that he is having here in the state of Florida that we're constantly told how awful it is. I mean, this is the worst place to live in America. This man needs to leave. Really? Have you been here? Do you live here? Or are you just a Democrat who lives in the state? Because you know how that's how it goes. We get what you're trying to do. And yet nobody really wants to speak up about the incompetence of this administration. And again, the military, the administration, and how we are all very, very concerned that, again, we're not getting not only the information, we feel like we're not getting the truth, But ultimately, 9 to 12 months ahead, what do things look like after all of this takes place, after everything with COVID and some of the things that we continuously hear in the spinning and the machinations of certain individuals who tell us to mask and don't mask, and vaccinations are 100%, but they're really not. But now you got to triple vax up, and we can't talk about therapeutics because, they're for horses until you find out that, ivermectin's been used for a very, very long time for a lot of other things. But no, we can't prescribe it because, it's off label. But you never do anything like that. I mean, a doctor would never prescribe anything off label if they believed and there was evidence that could save lives. Is that your suggestion? All right, I digress. But again, with Afghanistan, there was one person who understood a long time ago, not too long ago, but I'm old enough to remember 2017. Hey, Jake, are you old enough to remember 2017? Do you remember all the things that were going on in 2017? You probably don't, because all you kept hearing about was collusion hoaxes and
Russia and
and all that kind of stuff, and how we have to have open borders, and we need to stop. This country doesn't need to have borders, and
see how that turned out.
Yeah, well, they got their wish, didn't they?
Sure did.
2017. Donald Trump is president of the United States, talking about his concerns about a hasty Afghanistan exit. 2017?
The consequences of a rapid exit are both predictable and unacceptable. 9/11, the worst terrorist attack in our history, was planned and directed from Afghanistan because that country was ruled by a government that gave comfort and shelter to terrorists. A hasty withdrawal would create a vacuum that terrorists, including ISIS and Al-Qaeda, would instantly fill, just as happened before September 11th.
Oh, that guy has no idea what he's talking about. I can't even believe he would say something like that in 2017. It's almost like he knew what was going on and tried to put out the word to people, and what was that ignored? Crisis and contingency operations that we would like to put in place that the president had talked about, only to find out that Anthony Blinken, Secretary of State, and Joe Biden's administration said, no, we don't need anything like that. We've got this handled in Afghanistan, only to see the results. So we have that's out there. Yeah, I bet you didn't know anything about that. What's this? What is this audio here? Oh, I had to bring this up. Okay. Yeah, I've got to bring this up too. So on Afghanistan, we're all clear, right? That we have a feckless administration. We have a president who clearly is being told what to do by people that we're not sure who he's pulling the strings, but we kind of know who's pulling the strings halfway with it. And okay, yeah, maybe Nancy Pelosi has something. No, she's quiet right now because she's too busy talking about other things, because everything is great there in Afghanistan, and we have all of this going on. Putting all that aside, there are some other things that are happening that I wanted to bring up this morning, because as we pivot away from Afghanistan for just a second and then start to talk about what this country is going to look like in the future, it depends on how our kids are being taught, what they're led to believe, what is the truth as opposed to somebody's fiction and what they want to make up and present to kids because they truly are not fans of the country. Or they're really wrong, I guess I could say, about their vision of what would make this country right, because they are very woke, concerned about systemic racism and the like. Here's something that's pretty interesting. When we talk about mask mandates, and something that we're getting ready to talk about soon, because Lee County School Board is getting ready to take this up once again tonight, a big ask to make your way to the Lee County School Board meeting tonight. Get there at 5 p.m., probably get there a little earlier because, well, we'll get into the details of some of the things that are going to be happening tonight. Just be ready and be aware that that meeting tonight is going to be all about us showing up and letting people know what we feel and what we're thinking there on the board about mask mandates. But here's something interesting. This is a school board member who in Tennessee, who, while she was trying to explain her support for critical race theory. You know how liberal Democrats love the idea that we have to teach critical race theory in order to be a world-class school system. You know, in other words, we have to teach our kids to be racist. It's the only way to be anti-racist is to teach our kids to be racist among each other, so that we will have the perfect utopia of a whatever, which is nonsense. Here's a teacher in Tennessee while trying to explain the virtues of critical race theory.
The eradication of institutional racism and white privilege perpetuated by white supremacy culture. It's hard to read this much with a mask on.
Yeah, it's hard to read all of this with a mask on. This is a school board member who supported mask mandates, who, while she's trying to explain to everybody in Tennessee why we need critical race theory taught in the district, takes the mask off during a meeting. She removes it because she can't read. It's really hard to read when you got a mask. Really? What do you think the kids are thinking? Oh, we don't care about the kids. They got a mask up. Really? Is that what you think?
The eradication.
What else did she say? Yeah, okay.
Furthermore, stand behind its adoption of curricular materials that adhere to the Tennessee academic standards. Furthermore, stand behind teachers who teach the Tennessee academic standards in a factual manner that represents the truth of this country's history.
Let me just stop right there. She went on to talk more about critical race theory and how it's the real truth is the 1619 Project and the like. But it's a good thing she got a chance to take that mask off so everybody can hear her properly when she's somebody who demanded that we have mask mandates in school. But she couldn't breathe and couldn't read, but it was really uncomfortable. Man, do you know how hard it is to try to read something with a mask on? I mean, it's almost impossible. It's
hard to read this much with a mask on.
I know, isn't that funny? But the kids are fine. Yeah, put double, triple masks on those kids because they don't have any problem breathing. Oh, and then on the heels of that, hey, listen, if we want to figure out what we're going to do in the future in places like Ukraine and Afghanistan and Taiwan, and what we're going to do with countries that do not like us and would like to see us gone from the planet, and how we're supposed to create and teach and have an environment in this country of the Utes of America who are growing up in...
Did you say Utes?
Yeah, I said Utes. The Utes of America who are being taught by our teachers, you know, that we've got to love the country and support... No, they're actually not interested in that. They want to teach, critical race theory and how to be woke. We have another teacher who comes along, whose name is Kristen Pitson, of Newport Mesa School District in Orange County, California, who really spells it out for all of us about what she thinks when it comes to patriotism, this country, the American flag on the heels of 9/11, which is coming up real soon, everybody. She loves the flag. Yeah, not so much.
Okay, so during third period, we have announcements, and they do the Pledge of Allegiance. I always tell my class, stand if you feel like it, don't stand if you feel like it, say the words if you want, don't have to say the words. So my class decided to stand but not say the words. Totally fine. Except for the fact that my room does not have a flag. It used to be there, but I took it down during COVID because it made me uncomfortable.
Oh, wait, you took it down during COVID. Why?
It made me uncomfortable.
Because it made her uncomfortable.
And I packed it away and I don't know where, and I haven't found it yet. But my kid today goes, hey, it's kind of weird that we just stand and then, we say it to nothing. And I'm like, oh, well, I gotta find it. Like, I'm working on it. I got you. In the meantime, I tell this kid.
She's breaking herself up, by the way. She is absolutely besides herself, breaking herself up because the American flag's not there, but I have another flag that's right here.
We do have a flag in the class that you can pledge your allegiance to. And he looks around and he goes, oh, that one?
Yeah, that one being the rainbow flag, the LGBTQ flag that's sitting right there in the corner. And she laughs it up. That's right. A teacher mocks the American flag and suggests to students that they can say the Pledge of Allegiance to the pride flag. Now, if she didn't do this herself and put this out on TikTok, you may not even know that this was happening. Boy, it would be really nice if we could actually see what's going on in the classroom and hear what is happening each and every day. Wouldn't it be nice to know? Because you've lost our trust again. We've got an administration who's lost our trust. Unfortunately, a military, and this doesn't make me feel good to say, who's lost trust. We have medical professionals, we have institutions, we have a public health infrastructure and a legacy media that has lost our trust. And now we have schools, school boards, and school districts who have lost our trust. Don't tell us that we can't see and hear what's happening in the classroom. Oh, there's privacy issues. Really? It's a public building. It's public funds that are paying your salaries. I think there's a way around that. I'd like to see and hear what's going on in my kid's classroom. Again, cameras in the classroom, microphones in the classroom. Oh, we can't have that. Why not? Why not? You've lost our trust. You're going to have to figure out a way to get it back. No, I know it's us. Yeah, it's me. I know it's the Trump-supporting conservative, the Republicans, the gun toters, the gun racks in the back of the pickup truck. I got you. You have no idea how ignorant you sound when you say things like that, but run with it. Again, it hurts to say it. I don't like telling you that. I don't like saying these things. As I said earlier in the show, again, I don't like the idea that we're looking at a feckless Biden administration, what is happening with the military, the pullout in Afghanistan, and some of the things that are going on right now, and think that this is a political plus. I don't look at it as a political plus. I look at it as a negative for the country. And to think, oh, this is going to help us in 2022. No. I would rather help the country now. Thank you very much. 239-479-5592. When we come back, we're going to talk more about what is happening tonight. Again, mask mandates being brought up in the Lee County schools. It's your opportunity to speak once again, and I know it's getting tough because it just seems like the writing's on the wall, like it's coming. Well, we'll see. You do have a voice in all of this, and we'll talk about it coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Matt and Justin here with Island Air with some great news for all of Southwest Florida. When the time comes to replace your old, outdated air conditioning system, you don't have to pull from any of your fund money to do so.
Over the past year and a half, we know that many people have sacrificed their vacations.
Now, for a limited time, we are including a vacation voucher with the purchase of your new home air conditioning system. Redeemable for cruises and luxury condos in many countries around the world.
It's your choice with a qualified purchase of a cruise or condo resort voucher. You can choose 4,500 different resort options, 106 countries around the world.
Please take the opportunity to let Island Air take you to the islands or many other places around the world.
A vacation can be yours with the purchase of a new air conditioning system. Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Just give us a call, 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high rate credit cards, car loans, or other high interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
You tired of living with chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain? Well, listen carefully because now there are new treatments available here. I'm not talking about surgery or steroids. There are regenerative treatments from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Drew Steele from Daybreak talking about QC Kinetics. They're the leader in these exciting biological therapies that help restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints with lasting results. If you've got pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back, joint pain that won't go away, you need to check out these new treatments with astonishing patient satisfaction reports. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, no surgery. Call now to schedule your free consultation at QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Tired of dealing with your joint pain? Want to get moving again? You need to learn more about how biologic therapies are changing the way we think about dealing with joint pain. It's exciting stuff. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This is State Representative Spencer Roach, and that single sentence has done more to preserve liberty than any part of the Constitution, but it's also under constant attack. Last session, your Republican legislature killed more than 20 bills directly attacking the Second Amendment. Bills were filed to repeal Florida's Stand Your Ground law, to ban assault weapons, to require background checks to purchase ammunition, to regulate how you can store weapons in your own home, and to allow local governments to make their own gun control laws. Every single one of those bills was stopped in its tracks. This is Spencer Roach, and the Second Amendment is the only permission slip I need to carry a gun, and you have my commitment that I will resist any action that attempts to violate it, because I understand what shall not be infringed means. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
One of the things with running is I want to enjoy the run, but I never made it very far because the arches on my feet just killed me. So when I got to the end of my rope and I said I have to do something to get rid of the pain, and a couple of people recommended the Good Feet store to me. I loved how I could go in and get a free personalized arch support fitting. They put that time, that work, that effort into helping you find the right arch supports. And you can walk around this store with these in your shoes and try them out before you purchase them. So after I got my arch supports, the arches on my feet stopped hurting and the pain instantly, literally instantly went away. So if you have pain, go. Find a Good Feet store and go. And there is an answer. Find the simple solution that will get rid of your pain. I'm Rondi, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how Good Feet arch supports work for you before you buy with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Monday morning. 41 is shut down in both directions at Port Charlotte because of a crash near Olean Boulevard. That's an overnight crash involving at least one person killed at that scene. So if you're heading out that way, 41 southbound off Midway Boulevard, very slow moving, approaching that closure. Just avoid the area for the time being. We also have a crash near College Parkway and Summerlin Road with some slight delays along that stretch of College Parkway approaching Summerlin. A hit and run we're watching on Pine Island that's at Stringfellow Road near the Circle K. If you're heading out through State Road 82 and Daniels Parkway, earlier crash getting cleared up right now. Collier County Road's not looking too bad. Definitely starting to see some delays building along Immokalee Road. We have a crash we're watching near Randall Boulevard in the Estate, so watch out for some slowdowns if you're heading out in the eastbound direction out toward Everglades Boulevard North. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Monday, Southwest Florida. On into a new work week we go. And for the last couple days of August, we'll be feeling very August-like with temperatures topping off near 93 degrees for today. Dry to start today with scattered thunderstorms popping up mainly after lunchtime today. Look out for some heavy rain along with frequent lightning and locally gustier winds. Storm chances dwindle as we head into tonight. Tomorrow morning for your Tuesday, waking up to low near 76 degrees. A mild start to what'll be another very warm day with another high near 92 degrees. Scattered thunderstorms for your Tuesday Wednesday, perhaps a little bit drier, though we'll still keep with a chance for some spotty storms, the forecast, with another high near 92 degrees for Wednesday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes sports page. Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $59 off any electrical repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-Sparky.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Hey, so AMCO of Bonita Springs is now hiring. That's right. If you're an experienced automotive technician interested in working at a great repair shop who is also an amazing local conservative business, and Kevin and Todd want to talk to you. So one of their techs is moving away in a couple of weeks, so they have a full-time position to fill. And you've heard me talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs for many years now. And I can tell you they have a great local reputation for doing good work. And they also have an awesome customer base. It's been established over the past 13 years. So give them a call at 239-992-2626 so you can arrange to meet with them. That's 239-992-2626. Let them know you heard about it right here on 92.5 Fox News and Drew Steele. And they'll be sure to have you work on Jake's car the next time he breaks something. AMCO of Bonita Springs is the best. So why not give them a call? 992-2626. That's 239-992-2626. They are the best. AMCO of Bonita Springs.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. LDTlaw.com.
Every day in business is a big day. Whatever your day brings, Comcast Business can help you handle it with reliable gig speeds and advanced cybersecurity solutions. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Call for details.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance?
Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the Drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
DrewSteele.com is the website if you want to watch the program. We always appreciate you being there. YouTube, we're still there at Drew Steele Radio. If you want to subscribe, that's fine. Subscribe to the podcast, though. Please do that. You can listen at your convenience. First 2 hours already up. And each and every day it's out there. DrewSteele.com has a link. So you can go there and subscribe and listen at your convenience. Coming up, very, very important information about the Lee County School Board meeting tonight and the reasons why you need to be there. Yep, we're doing this again. It's another big ask, but I'm telling you, it's important that you be there. We're going to get into all the details coming up. Don't go anywhere. This is very, very important coming up. First, this is important too. Top 5 audio clips of the day. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
Story is far from over for coastal Mississippi, and it's just beginning, in fact, for central Mississippi as well. We still have about 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We are waterfront here in Pass Christian, and surprisingly, we've held power here, but that is not the story for thousands here in coastal Mississippi, as we have multiple reported power outages. And as a matter of fact, as you start to go 2 or 3 streets behind us, that's when you start to see more of the trees and power lines down. A lot of this front-facing kind of coastal infrastructure here is made to handle a lot of this. But as you start to move your way inland, it's a much different story.
That is Fox weather multimedia journalist Will Nunley there in Pass Christian, Mississippi, as he's watching the storm move through. It is not over by any means. Of course, we keep an eye on everything that's happening there in Louisiana and certainly through up until Mississippi. And boy, there's a lot of concern and prayers. Prayers first and foremost for the people affected by the storm. Just an awful situation there. As the sun rises, we get more and more information throughout the morning, and we will continue to watch what's happening there along the Louisiana coast and Mississippi, and the continuation of this storm, something that I'm certain we'll be talking about for days and weeks ahead, unfortunately.
Number 4.
My room does not have a flag. It used to be there, but I took it down during COVID because it made me uncomfortable. And I packed it away and I don't know where, and I haven't found it yet. But my kid today goes, hey, it's kind of weird that we just stand and then, we say it to nothing. And I'm like, oh, well, I gotta find it. Like, I'm working on it. I got you. In the meantime, I tell this kid, we do have a flag in the class that you can pledge your allegiance to. And he looks around and he goes, oh, that one?
Yeah, nothing to see here. Everything is fine. There's a teacher there in Orange County, California, named Kristen Pitson, who had no problem mocking the American flag. She didn't want it in there because it made her feel uncomfortable. And then she said, well, we get Pledge of Allegiance. What are we going to do now? And she said, oh, you can pledge allegiance to that flag, the pride flag in the corner. Listen, I'm not saying we need to have cameras and microphones in classrooms because we'd really like to know what's going on in our... Yes, I am.
Number 3.
School children have the lower amount of infection, especially primary school children. And in looking at it, we've talked to educationalists, public health and clinical specialists. And the consensus view is very strongly to not advise school children at primary school age to wear face coverings. This for 2 reasons. One is that they can have difficulties wearing them and keeping them on all day. And the second part of that is that it's really important that they can see facial expressions in order to develop their communications and language skills. Schools have delivered a lot of measures to reduce the risk in schools, and additional plans to test families of primary school children will also be in place as schools go back. And therefore, the strong recommendation is for primary school children not to wear masks.
Now, let me ask a quick question. I mean, this might sound really ridiculous, but if if you have doctors, physicians here in Southwest Florida, let's just say they're signing off on mask mandates in schools, and let's say you have others around the state that are doing the same, because the science is settled. And, you know, science doesn't change. It is, right? Or is it ever changing? Because we're trying to figure this out. Because if the science is there that suggests that mask mandates work, then why is it that the UK and the Department of Education right there and the spokesperson for the Public Health England's medical advisor, Dr. Susan Hopkins, who is there speaking on behalf of the Department of Education and speaking to the fact that in the UK, they are not going to mandate masks in schools for the reasons that she gave and others after going through all the science and everything else. If it's settled, then why is it in the UK they're not going to do it, but in the United States and here in Lee County, we're talking about doing mask mandates again? I'm trying to figure that out. What's your science that suggests we should, and there's that doesn't? That's settled science. That is perfect. That is obvious. That is right. I'm just asking.
Number 2.
The consequences of a rapid exit are both predictable and unacceptable. 9/11, the worst terrorist attack in our history, was planned and directed from Afghanistan, because that country was ruled by a government that gave comfort and shelter to terrorists. A hasty withdrawal would create a vacuum that terrorists, including ISIS and Al-Qaeda, would instantly fill, just as happened before September 11th.
Boy, that would be factual coming from a former president of the United States, Donald Trump, in 2021, when talking about a hasty exit out of Afghanistan and what we would discover and find. But it's even more prescient to think that he said that in 2017. That is the former president in 2017 who talked about a hasty exit from Afghanistan. It's almost like he knew. And it's almost like some people decided to ignore some of the evidence that was there and were being asked now to trust and believe in, certain administrations and officials there in the White House in the upper echelons of the military. Really? I've got questions.
Number 1.
Commissioner, I really think it all works. I'm not supposed to take any questions, but go ahead.
Mr. President, on Afghanistan.
I'm not going to answer Afghanistan now.
Can you say if there's still an acute risk?
Yeah, speaking of questions, the President of the United States doesn't take questions on Afghanistan when he's at FEMA and he's talking about what's happening in Louisiana and the concerns that many have about the Hurricane Ida moving through there. And then when offering the questions to be asked, he's not supposed to take them because his people are saying don't do it. We always ask who are the people that are pulling the strings behind the scenes. When asking that, if it's no, can't do Afghanistan. No, that one's is off base. True leadership.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Yeah, not from him though, but somebody. There's a leader out there someplace. It's just that we couldn't find anybody else. Like Joe Biden was the only person that could do this. Anyway, all right, we're going to move away from that because it's a very, very important day today. Here we go once again, everybody. Everybody needs to make their way to the Lee County School Board meeting tonight at the School District Building, 2855 Colonial Boulevard in Fort Myers, the northwest corner of Colonial and Metro. And here we go again. So with me, joining me this morning, I've got our good friend Tara Jenner, who is someone who has been at every single school board meeting, keeping an eye on everything that they are doing. Very important to keep an eye on the school board, and we're going to talk about what's going on tonight. And also Christy DiVigelli, who is the state director for Power to Parents, who also has been showing up here locally and keeping an eye on everything that's going on. First of all, a good morning to both of you. Christy, did I say your name right? DiVigelli, is that right?
That is the closest that anyone recently has gotten.
All right. Yeah. How about I'll just call you Christy D. That's it. Christy D.
That sounds great.
All right. Christy, your concerns like everybody else. Here we go tonight. Listen, it's time once again to step up for everyone who's concerned about mask mandates coming back. It looks like that's going to be discussed again. Talk about your concerns.
Well, a coordinated assault has been organized against Lee County parents to prevent them and community members from exercising their God-given constitutional rights to freedom of speech, to peaceably assemble, and to redress their government for grievances. And, there are things that parents and us as a community that we can do right now to help, even today.
Yeah, certainly to step up and to show up and be there. Tara, you've been keeping an eye on all of this that's going on. Tell everybody, your concerns right now, because the minute that judge in Tallahassee decided that you got to throw out the governor's ban on mandatory masks in Florida schools, when not even giving the evidence that the science is there for mask mandates, which is hysterical because it was just like he doesn't follow the science, the governor, really, but you didn't present any evidence yourself. Talk about your concerns about what the judge did, and then opening up the door, Tara, to what we have today.
Well, a couple of things. First off, let's just start off by saying that just because a judge decides one particular thing doesn't mean that they're always correct. Just like any law that's passed doesn't mean that it's always one that is in compliance with the Constitution. We have a great constitutional attorney here in the state of Florida named Chris Hall, and she's made wonderful remarks about something called peaceful noncompliance. And she said refusing to comply with laws or executive orders passed contrary to the Constitution of the U.S. and the Constitution of the state is not civil disobedience. We're not disobeying. Refusing to comply with unauthorized laws is not being disobedient to the law. It's being obedient to the supreme law of the land. It's enforcing the supreme law of the land. When the government is being disobedient, if we comply with unauthorized law, we're acting to encourage tyranny, and will subject every future generation to a lawless government that we have an obligation to control. My concern is if people don't show up this evening at 5 p.m. at the school district, we are going to end up basically giving up our rights. 13,000 people signed to opt out their children of mandatory masking, and many, many more did so with their actions. I'd like to see them all show up and everybody else in this community show up at the school district, as you said, at the Colonial and Metro area today. Fill up the boardroom, the lobby, the overflow rooms, the parking lot, even block the roads leading up to the school building. Demand to be in the building. Don't leave. I encourage attendees to stick to the message that this is not an issue of whether the masks are good or not, or whether vaccines down the line are good or not. It's a liberty issue, and the district is overstepping its authority and trying to act in place of parents, not even as co-parents, which is still way too intrusive, but in the place of parents. Today, it's masks, but soon it's going to be mandatory vaccines, and then what? What are they going to decide on? Are they going to say the LGBTQ indoctrination is good? CRT is more important to them than what parents want and what our laws dictate? What will be next? Today it's in the schools, but will that stop the government from later dictating what goes on in our homes or our private businesses?
Yeah.
This is a slippery slope down which we should not go.
Yeah, well,
Huge problems.
And Tara, listen, a couple of things that I'm hearing about that have me disturbed. Number one, I am concerned, and I'm just telling you, everybody, that here is a couple of things that I talked to some people about in the past 24 hours. Number one, everybody in the state that's been following the numbers, including Brian Hammond, who's been doing an amazing job on his Facebook page and keeping an eye locally on the case count and hospitalizations and the numbers in our area in Southwest Florida and then across the state, that the case numbers are starting to decline. We're starting to see it across the state and here in Southwest Florida. If we do this mask mandate, I'm telling you, this is what happens. The numbers are going down anyway. They're going to make the case that because of the mask mandates, that's why the numbers went down. It's not true. It's not true. It's already
and they're
starting.
manipulating that data as it is already, Drew.
Yeah, it's already out there. The data is already out there, the numbers. And by the way, let me just say this before we go on, Tara, because this is important too. You know, I'm starting to hear there's going to be a lot of pro-mask people that are going to get there early, and some union people and some others that are being brought in here to Southwest Florida. And I'm concerned that they're going to be disruptive. And I'm hearing that they might be disruptive. Those pro-mask people might be disruptive to make those parents who are concerned look like they're the ones that are causing trouble. I'm telling you, if you are someone who's going to make your way to the school board, just be peaceful tonight. You've got all the science and the data and the evidence and the facts on your side. You don't have to do this. You just be peaceful, because there are those that are going to not be, that are going to try to, that are on the other side, that are going to try to make it look like you're the ones that are the problem. And there's nothing more than the media would love to do than to snatch up people up and to be able to film all that and show it to make it look like you're the problem. So don't be the problem. Don't do it. Okay, Tara, what were you going to say?
We definitely need to consider that. One of their arguments is that this is all about the safety. But the truth is, and I'm going to quote this again tonight, William Pitt the Younger said, "Necessity is the plea for every infringement of human freedom. It is the argument of tyrants, and it is the creed of slaves." We absolutely need to make sure that the rights of parents are secure. And one of the ways we can do that is filing ethics complaints against board members anytime we see them commit an act of fraud, waste, or abuse. It's easy to do. You just go to www.ethics.state.fl.us. And if anybody needs that, I'm on Facebook. Just message me. And it's the right of parents to apply for the Hope Scholarship if your children are bullied or retaliated against in any way, including regarding mask usage. And it's also the right of parents to pull their kids from the district if they feel that their rights are infringed upon. And you have 30 days to apply for home education. You don't need to do it immediately. If the Florida virtual schools and the private schools are filled up, don't worry about it, because we've got a plan B that'll be in place probably within those 30 days. Drew, you and I have spoken about at least one version.
Yeah.
And there's another group, and Christy's involved with that.
Yeah, and
come up with a second part too.
Yeah, and Christy, before we go, I wanted you to comment on everything as well.
Yes, thank you. So I just want to give you guys just a couple of notes or a couple of things that parents and community members can do right now to help. Number one, show up. It's our constitutional right as parents to peaceably assemble and to redress our government for grievances. But that can only happen if you show up. So you should be there at around 4 p.m. And my advice is the same as Tara's, and that is to stay. Do not leave. Stay the course. Number two, you can speak up. Come prepared. If you're coming there if you're going to come tonight and you want to speak in public comment, please realize that you're probably only going to get 60 seconds. So make it count. Prepare your public comment before you get there. You can also free yourself from trying to persuade the board. They are not going to listen. Instead, you can send those persuasive arguments to the board via email and keep your public comment about your rights as a parent and how you will not sit by and watch as they are being infringed upon. And the last thing you can do is you can keep up. As parents, we have the right to know what is going on in our school district, but that takes time. And who has time to watch countless hours of meetings on YouTube? Not many people. That is why it is so important as parents and community members to get involved with communities like Power to Parent. That way they can help you stay up to date and informed.
All right.
Now, I really quickly want to tell you guys what kids can do, like how we can empower our children, because that's what this whole thing is about. We're here to protect parents and protect our children.
Yeah.
So kids, there are some ways that we can empower our children. It is the right of parents to educate their kids about whatever they feel is best, even the effectiveness of masks if they so choose. It is also the right of parents to educate their children about their First Amendment rights so that they feel empowered to stand in their convictions.
Yeah. Christy, listen, I don't want to cut you. Christy,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Forgive me, I don't want to cut you off, but we're running out of time. So let me do this. We're going to have you back. We'll have you guys back tomorrow and talk about the meeting, talk about the specifics and what took place. We'll have you both back, and we'll give the website out for Power to Parents. Christy, quickly, give the web address for Power to Parents, or how to get a hold of you.
All right. You can find us online at www.powerthenumber2parent.org/Florida Parent Union. We're also on Facebook.
All right, great. And we'll have you guys back tomorrow to talk about what happened. Please be there today, everybody. School District Building, 2855 Colonial Boulevard at the corner of Colonial and Metro. Get there early. The meeting tonight, mask mandates. If you care, if you want your voice heard, be there tonight. We'll see you both there. We got to run, okay? Thanks so much.
And Drew, if people can't get there at 5 o'clock, come when you can. The meeting goes until 8.
Yep, absolutely.
Block the roads if you have to.
All right, we'll see you. Stay break 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News.